And that got kind of thrown out the window. So now I don't really know what the fuck we do because I feel like if we just go back out there and try to talk to them, they're just gonna try to kill us.
Wait, Aerith, your boyfriend in the summer court. You can put him as like a dignitary,
When
temporary.
did he become my boyfriend?
You had a one-night fling with him. It's close enough.
They dance.
Right?
And Eric went back to his
dance and
place.
a one-night stand. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the
That's
only summer court guy
constitutes
we
a
know.
relationship.
So.
First of all, I don't even know if he's even alive.
He's alive, I'm sure.
Probably.
Whether I know
What
where
about
he is.
Titania's niece?
Oh yeah,
Who's
where's
that?
he?
Seen anything from God.
She has a niece.
Yeah, she was there during the dance.
She's the one who got flustered when Ken and Mia were kissing in the corner as a distraction.
I do not really remember that very much. That was a while
She
ago.
was just kind of there. I don't think we interacted with her. at all.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there was any interactions.
So she's technically the you would know her. She's like the mayor of the city,
Mhm.
whereas like Titania is queen of the Fae. She was the like Duke of Astrazalian or Duchess of Astrazalian. I'm just
Right.
trying to find her name here.
Yeah.
All right, well, we
Also-
find her, be like, congratulations, you got a promotion. See ya.
Also, I guess I kind of, thinking about it, I kind of assumed that we were going to leave that to like Vernestra, Oberon, and Bastille, like to deal with. Even if they don't have their powers anymore, they're still kind of there.
Well, that's true, but you'd still want someone from the summer court. Otherwise, the summer court people would probably not be happy. It's like, oh, we killed all your leaders, and now we're forcing you to have one of our leaders.
It happens all the time, though.
I know
Yeah.
it happens all the time, but the whole point of this was to make peace in the Feywild, not to.
Right. Well, that's
be a
why we're gonna kind of like wrap everybody up into one. Like no longer the summer court or the seasonal courts. It's gonna kind of just be like one thing. I mean, we
I mean,
can
you could do
go
like
up.
what's it called? Democracy, and have like a council each from the different courts, and they all like vote on what they want.
Yeah. I don't really. Once we were done with here, I don't know that Rose really cares what they do politically, as long as it's not a tyrant situation.
See, you just originally just wanted the power, and then we're gonna dip.
Like I said, originally we were going to take the power and then that whole shit was going to be my problem to deal with later. But now that it's not my problem to deal with later. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're definitely embodying the Feywild and chaos, but just like, yes, figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
It works,
Right?
I guess.
Like I said, I kind of figured that would be something that we discussed with like the former leaders, and there's no head of the summer anymore, but like I said, I kind of figured we're kind of dissolving all those boundaries. If you'd like, we can go and stand on the rooftop and yell about how we killed Titania.
No, don't do that. Like, be nice about it. Like, try and find Lady, I don't know how to pronounce that, Chandria?
Chandria.
Yes. Do you
And,
think
like, try
that
and talk to her.
she would not want to just murder us too?
If we just killed the Queen of the Fae, do you really think she'd be like, oh, I could take him?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like, at least give her a chance to talk it out. Also, like, the more peace and manageable that we make it now, the less work nobody has to do when he fixes the bureau.
Sure.
Because if Feywild's fucked up and he gets the bureau fixed, he's gonna have to come back and then clean up the mess again.
All right. Well, would you like to find her for me? Because I couldn't tell you the first fucking place that she might be.
I can look. I'll probably,
Also-
Aerith, you know how to do. You want to do seeming before I go out looking?
No.
Well, let's
It's
go
kind of a
ahead
waste
and
of only
get to where we are
doing one
narratively.
Start the game first, I guess.
This mostly seems like the conversation that's happening over breakfast. So as we
Yeah.
have gathered here in breakfast around the table in Namir's palace, Namir's mansion. You're served breakfast by your ephemeral maid garbed clones of yourselves, having followed the day before's events, the sieging of Astrasalian, the fall of Astrasalian, I guess, the sieging of the palace, the attack on Titania, the close calls therein, and finally taking the summer spirit from her and casting Titania into stone. You guys then looted and scooted, grabbed everything you could that was not nailed down in her
As you do.
penthouse. Grabbed the several hundred thick tomes written in ancient and primordial Elvish that is really only decipherable thanks to your Eyes of the Runekeeper, enabling you to read things that have predated your civilization. You took these multitude of fantasy novels and adventure tomes, journals, nothing
But-
really scientific, but mostly stories, and shoved them into Oni's hole. Or you going to say something?
I said, and smut.
Oh, and smut. Yes. There was definitely some smut in there. You guys then retreated back down through the teleporter into the subterranean vaults beneath the palace, where you knew the buried were waiting. You didn't know really how to deal with them, as they were encased in stone, these long hallways that stretched out into darkness, littered with faces, and pretty much it, like Han Solo and Carbonite, just staring out at you from the walls. You explored a couple of them, and on the first one that you went down, ended up finding who you were there to look for. Your father. Though, that's kind of a heavy term for someone you just met, who has now been buried in a stone for the last 20 some odd years.
You know, no big deal.
Taz, having just enough magic left to cast one last dimension door, managed to pull him free from the stone, and within the vault, you utilized Aerith's 6th level spell, which, man, you still had that. That is a failure on my part that you still had that. Utilized Aerith's 6th level spell and a single 1st level from anybody, I can't remember, one of you guys, to open the door to the mansion, giving you guys much needed rest and respite. Rose actually followed in this time and kind of stood within the atrium as Ken and Aerith went to their rooms to rest and recuperate. I think Takashi also pretty much went immediately to go and
Yeah, he
find
had
his
like
rest.
single-digit HP, so
Yeah.
he wanted to take
You
a
know.
nap.
It had only been about maybe 6 hours since you guys had woken up, but sometimes you work really hard in those 6 hours and you just gotta sleep for the next 18. And that was kind of where we were. Rose stood there in the atrium while Taz and Thorn helped their father to a comfortable room upstairs, then came down to retrieve some snacks. Oni emptied the whole of the pile of books and kind of just neatly stacked them there within the atrium. Eris to deal with. And folded up his hole before heading over to join, I think, Rose in the dining area where alcohol had been procured and some sage advice was once again given. You eventually found your rest, and the next morning woke kind of before Taz and Thorn had. You climbed out of bed and went down into the dining room where Oni and Aerith had been already waiting, having finished their trances several hours earlier. Gathered with Ken and Takashi and the 5 of you, Wanderers of Starlight and your interns, now discuss what to do, given everything that's just happened. And don't forget that just outside that door is Titania's vault, within the palace of Astrasalian.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
Aerith, you also would have noticed the big pile of books coming down the stairs, and know that anything left in here is just going to get shunted out when you leave. So
I pull out the key to the book dimension, open it, and start throwing books inside.
roll me an intelligence check really quick.
Will they stay in there?
Intelligence or Arcana?
What's-
wait,
You
is
see you
this
have
a-
proficiency?
Yeah.
Okay. Should work.
Did it what?
It should work. 16?
Okay.
It
I
should
was
work.
gonna say, this is. I hope this is not a bag of holding plus bag of holding
Oh,
scenario.
wait, shit. Forgot.
I think you've opened the book dimension in here before, right? I thought you had. You've done your
Don't
research
know.
out of here.
Probably.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's an up to you question, DM.
Okay. I thought we had already done that. But let me roll some dice.
Haven't really used the mansion until recently again.
That's fair. You take out the key, and you look at it, and you look around at the space you're in. Not sure. 16? This is some high-level magic. This is the key of the archive mixed with Namir's mansion key.
Just
You
smash
have
them
no
together so that it
idea.
opens both.
I'm starting to wonder why I didn't put him in the book dimension in the first place.
Right?
Yeah, the last place you opened the book dimension was in Varanestra's estate. Or...
Mm.
No, Grokheim.
I mean,
I leave it up to you.
the books will get shunted out anyway, right? Or will
Yeah,
they
but
just poof
At
out of existence?
this point, now we're not even sure if turning the key is going to work. You think it will. That's where we're at right now.
right. But if you leave them in here, yes, they will get thrown out
Yes.
when the door ceases to exist, and they will be on the floor.
Yep.
They don't just disappear with the mansion.
Well, one of my
Think-
concerns was of them just like vanishing.
No, it'll get.
Do you remember what
Yoked out.
happened to Vogue when Rose turned back into Rose after they ate him? That's what's going to happen to the books. Anything that gets left in here when the door like ceases, the last thing that happens is a tiny little like sphincter of reality dumps everything that shouldn't be in the mansion back out of the mansion.
Ooh, will it like just get like thrown out of the door or something, or will it just like appear? Because I want to
Probably get
play with
chucked
that
out.
because I want to like
Yeah.
open the book dimension so that the books will just fall into the book dimension.
That'd be pretty funny.
You
Get
just Doctor
projectile
Strange
vomited.
portal it, put one door against the other, so
Yeah.
it ejects. It just immediately
Yep.
ejects it to the other door.
When they
Right.
did that to us last night, that tripped me out. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And you were like, don't jump in, don't jump in.
Yeah.
Could
I'm
Only one way to find out.
I'd like to just have
You
it
stand
so
here
that
contemplating.
yeah, I just like to have it like where when we close the mansion, I can open the book dimension, and then the books will just fall into the book dimension.
Okay. You could certainly try.
I will certainly try.
Are you trying
Also,
that right
you're
now
just-
or later?
Well, later because we need to close the mansion first.
It's okay.
Even if that does work, isn't that just gonna chuck it all on the floor in the book dimension?
Yeah, but that's a problem for later.
Yeah, that's a problem for later.
That's all we ever do is, yeah, it's a problem for later.
I mean, I'm gonna
We got a
go
lot of
back
shit
into the
doing.
book dimension and then I'll organize the books later.
How many? That's so many books to organize.
Yeah,
What's your point?
you know.
Good luck.
But we walk into the dining room and Rose has their head down on the table, like vaguely arguing with Takashi.
What are we arguing about?
Leadership
You want...
in the Fae once.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He wants us to figure out who's in charge after we leave. Why does who
It
cares?
doesn't have to be
Wait.
perfect. At least like have some semblance of like leadership, but that way they can figure it out. If otherwise, it's just gonna be
But-
chaos, and I don't want to
Yeah,
have
but
to fix it
okay.
later.
Why do
So
we
what-
have to do it?
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't have
but,
to be like perfect. We can quick
But
fast
also, so,
find
okay.
Lady Chandria and talk to her if it seems
I
like
don't
she'll
know where
figure
she
it out.
is.
We'll look for her. We could ask
met-
people. We
I
just
didn't
killed
even meet
Titania.
her.
Everyone's probably terrified of us. We can go to a guard and be like, "Where is she?"
And then they kill us because we just staged a coup on their city.
Titania is like the most. They thought was like the most powerful being, and we just kicked her ass. I don't think they're gonna try
They
and
were-
fight us.
They might. They were pretty loyal to her. Also, they don't know. Like, what proof do we have that we killed her? Unless we throw her stone corpse into the middle of the market at Square, I guess.
I'm assuming they felt it.
I know the archfays feel it. I don't know exactly how strong it is with the rest of the populace. Maybe they felt something, but
Well, we could still ask around.
I don't want to. What's wrong with leaving it to Veronestra, Oberon, and Bastille?
Because you still want a representative for the summer court.
They can find a representative of the summer court.
At least, all right. If you're gonna rip their kingdom apart, at least help them. At least get a few stones in place. Like, come on.
It would be worth considering that they will no longer have that power they had before. So when we inevitably throw everything into more chaos before it gets righted, they won't have the strength they had before to stand against it.
No, they won't. But
Plus, like
Really?
you said, you were doing this for like peace and to overthrow a tyrant, and by helping them out, you're like, see, we're the good guys. Otherwise, what it kind of just seems like, hey, look, some asshole came in, killed our queen, and dipped.
well, I don't.
I mean, don't we usually do that anyway?
Yeah, I don't really care if they like thank
Weren't
me
you-
for it. It was more just getting rid of her for their own good. Like I said, Takshi, I had plans. I went and got you guys. You destroyed my plans. And now we're
Surprise.
here. Not really.
Well,
I
we
should-
could still help them at least a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I'm not even saying we have to spend like a whole week doing this. I'm just saying find someone somewhat half competent
Right? I get it, but
and give them like the phone number of the other leaders so they like figure it out themselves.
you met this lady like once 20 years ago.
I didn't meet them at all.
Oh, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Neither
there
was
either.
I. So why do you want to put this random person in charge?
Okay, so I wouldn't know that, but we need to put someone in charge. I'll say that.
Okay. And then she's your only idea.
I don't know anyone else. Anyone else know anyone else?
You see where I'm getting at here? In
It's
that I
better
don't
than
really.
nothing.
Is it?
Yeah, this, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like we could spend like maybe half a day trying to do this. If we don't find anyone, be like, all right, figure it out. Go contact these people, whatnot. But like, do something.
What about my dad? He can be in charge. Fuck it.
You talked about that too, don't they? I don't think the summer court would appreciate that.
I don't think at this point they'd appreciate anyone besides one of their own. And
That's why you pick someone that is one of their own. That's like halfway agreeable.
Who is that? Takashi.
Talk with them. Like, check
with who?
check the dungeon. I'm sure there were some people from the summer court that disagreed with her and got tossed in there.
I don't. There's hundreds of thousands of people down there, and I don't even know any of them.
Alright, like,
Thord finally raises his hand.
Yes. I'm taking questions from the peanut gallery. Go ahead.
I thought that was mine and Taz's job. Right?
What was?
To he kind of looks between everybody. Taz said something when we were talking last night before you came to bed about her sticking around here with me to help me rule the Feywild?
Rose finally like takes their head up off the table and squints at him and just, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, Takashi's right. There's a power vacuum, right?
Sure.
Well,
But what does that have to do with you guys?
kind of like looks down at the plate and then like sits up a little bit, kind of like takes a deep breath. I think it's our destiny. And I can't explain it, but okay. The Fae need to be ruled by the Fae. And ruling is such an incorrect term for the Fae, right? Like, we don't really want to be ruled.
Organized.
Organized. Directed. Corralled, maybe? We've spent the last 7 years doing that, and
You told me you didn't want to be in charge. That wasn't something you wanted to be stuck doing.
I didn't want to lose myself to becoming Bastille. I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to be trapped under the identity of somebody else, but has told me that she's spent a long time hearing the stories of your people. And he looks over at Ken and Aerith and Oni. Your heroes and your villains and the leaders throughout the years, and how your governments work and how your people respect, interact with each other. And sometimes it doesn't work, but she's willing to help me to stay here.
You want to stay here?
I think I have to. I
can't stay here with you. I have to go. I thought we were going.
He looks at Ken and Aerith, and then Oni and Takashi. We'll always be with you. But we knew that calling the Wanderers, doing this, was going to mean stepping back into something much bigger. And, I mean, it was fun thinking we could just bring winter and summer, and two of us with a dragon could help them change the world, but it's so much more complicated than that. I've seen the way that you all work together. You fell right back into it, Rose. And they're where you belong right now. What we can do, what Taz and I can do, is build a home, okay? And do our best to have somewhere for you to come home to. And it, like, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Rose just stares down at the table.
Norn's pretty much doing the same thing. He's got like a fork in one hand and he's like fidgeting with it, and they keep like, the two of them look at each other, but neither of them really look at each other at the same time. They're kind of just like,
All right, that works out because once we're all done, you can come back and visit. So it's like a win-win.
If we don't die doing this, I don't.
I haven't died
I
permanently
mean,
yet.
bright side, if you do die, you won't get Kaz and Thorn killed, and they can avenge you down the line. If they're here and not with us, what we gotta deal with everything we're gonna deal with.
We can also, regather the armies of the Free Fae. Do what we can to reach out to the Summer Fae. Be on call for when you need us.
Damn, did we put Taz and Thorn on salary? Just on call at all times now?
I don't think
Oh,
we.
you could afford us.
I was gonna say that. Rose just sits up and then they push away from the table. I need a minute.
Horn starts to stand up. Do you want him to follow you? Because he's going to try to read your face as to what you want him to do.
No, they give him like a shake.
Okay. He rolled a natural 20 on his insight check. He kind of like half stands up and then sits back down, like. Rose steps out.
They'll stop at the doorway and look over everybody and just leave.
Door clicks shut. Well, that went better than I expected.
Yeah.
Man, I still think what you're doing is the right option. I think she's just sad that she's gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, I think. I think Takashi has the right of it. What you guys are wanting to do, yeah, it's a step in the right direction for this place. And then having you here as a actual member of this plane and the wisdom of Tasmakella, I think this place will be changing for the better. I think.
Thanks, Ken.
Might take some time, effort, and might need to break up some scraps here and there, but I think
Probably
you guys
have
got
to
it.
start some scraps here and there. But
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
Hey, if I ever get the bureau back up, I'm sure I can send some help that way too. I don't know
And
how
you
it'll
two-
work, but I'll
Yeah,
try.
and you two need to come back in time for our wedding.
Kind of like scrunches his face and goes, right. Mentioned her. I don't think we've met her though. Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Like Ken pulls out a paper and I wanna he immediately starts drawing me off of memory. Like a profile. Like a headshot profile, from memory.
roll
Ken's gonna
me.
pull his wallet out and he's just gonna flip a bunch of pictures out like fucking Maze from Full Metal Alchemist. But instead of his daughter, it's Mia.
Let's see. What could we do?
Do you got a venue picked out, Ken?
Probably just gonna have it at Starfall. Just have it at my house / castle.
That's a pretty
Especially the
good night.
castle.
Roll me a charisma check.
Make sure I'm at normal. Watch, please. Don't fuck me right, please.
Okay.
That's fine.
So you're used to doing a lot of more architectural drawings. It's a lot of schematics and things, and so there's a lot of structure there. But as you finish it out, you kind of look down and you smile because in your memory, she's just as beautiful as you have her there on the page. You pass the sketch over to Thorn. He just smiles, nods. We'll be there, and with bells on. and probably clothes, but definitely the bells.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Kind of like folds it up, hands it back to you. It's good to have things worth fighting for. It makes it easier to fight.
Yeah, got that right. I mean, initially, all I fought for was initially it was just vengeance against Colt, and then it evolved to still vengeance, but protecting my friends. But now it's just evolved even further. And I'm thankful for it.
Growth is good. It's good for all of us. I used to just fight for the hell of it. I mean, rage what I could against those bars. I like having something better worth fighting for. Kind of like looks over his shoulder back, or, back at the door. Be patient with them. They have a really good heart. They just don't necessarily know how to listen all the time, you know?
Oh, I know.
We ready to get the day started, or we all still want to chill here?
I was just about to ask Rose,
Yeah, we should.
where did you go?
They left the mansion.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what's out there, and I'm hoping it's not anything bad.
As you open the door to the mansion, roll me a perception check.
Probably not going to be very good. They're not paying a lot of attention.
Roll it with disadvantage if you'd like.
Yeah.
Please don't get Rose kidnapped somehow.
Okay, 18. Kind
They,
of
they
like,
left, tried to slam the door. Door's incorporeal.
yeah. You yank the door open, you pull it shut. There's a dissatisfying lack of a thud as it just sort of like, whoa. And all you can really see is this vague idea of what a door would be, because you know there's a door there, but you can't see it. It's invisible, at least at the moment. You sigh and hear your voice echo off of the vault walls, and then you can hear in the distance, "It definitely looks like somebody came this way. Most of the traps have been triggered. The vault is most likely insecure." You look towards the door, but you can't. It's closed, and the voices are coming from beyond it.
The door gonna force him to have to do riddles too.
Yeah, right.
There's your door. What do you do?
Yeah. Just trying to see if there's anything. Is there any way to secure the door from the side?
Roll me investigation. You walk over. It looks just like flush wood panels, like thick oak timbers that just go from the door frame to the other side. You can't really even see a handle on the side.
How many people did it sound like?
Let's see. You heard one voice talking out loud, and it sounded like 2 sets of boots. As you stand there at the door, there's a strange kind of like warbling across the back of it. And you hear a muffled voice on the other side greet whoever just walked up to the door. I have a face for all but Sunday, fortunes and cast away. If you twin me as a pair, my wink turns to a serpent's glare.
Wow, it's much more complicated. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm just gonna drop silence right here.
On the door?
Yeah.
Okay. You drop
so
silence.
They can't answer the riddles.
Okay. There is now a silence bubble.
Buy myself 10 minutes. And in the silence bubble, they just like bury their head in their hands and just scream fuck as loud as I can.
Okay. About 10 minutes pass. Then we can go back down into the mansion as you guys have finished your conversation now with Thorn. What are you guys doing? I just needed to know what Rose was doing because it looked like you were leaving the mansion, and so
Yeah.
I needed to check.
I'll do one last check over my gear. Make sure everyone's good.
Gonna do our morning trainings?
Oh! Yeah, we should probably do that.
All right.
Could we have done that before breakfast?
I don't think so, because I think Rose would have gone. Well, you guys did go to bed much earlier. Sure. As long as Rose doesn't take their morning training, which I don't think Rose is going to worry about that.
Okay.
You can have that retroactively done. So let's go ahead and roll those, and I will pull up my notebook.
I'm using a charge of my Ring of Puzzler's Wit. Because I can.
Because you can.
Ooh.
Finally, I gotta roll more than 1 dice.
Hey.
You do. Let's see.
Alright.
That is
A 1d6. No, I'm kidding.
5d6 for Takashi.
You know what?
Well,
I'm gonna use Flash for my training. Oh, okay.
Okay. Ken's is 4d6. Oni's is 3d6. Aerith's is
Okay.
4d6.
Be right back.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
While you sit there, Rose, the last words you heard ring in your mind, and I want to see if you can figure this out.
for me.
Mm-hmm. This one is hard.
Right? Also, while that's happening, Rose will go and over here and sit with their back against the throne, just watching the door.
You,
Can you ritually cast a spell while you're concentrating on a spell?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Yeah, it takes your concentration. It's the same as like holding a spell. If you hold a spell while you're concentrating, it breaks your concentration.
Okay.
All right. So as you all had gathered together to go through your morning training rituals, tuning to your burgeoning draconic spirit, enhancing your martial prowess, expanding your understanding of the world, the chemical components within, you gathered for conversation and breakfast with a weary and dismayed Rose who was confused and tired this morning, having gone to bed late and drunk, and then woken up early in order to not have to talk with anybody. having them left the conversation, you then conversed shortly with Thorn, and now, what is on the docket for the rest of today? I will say, probably, as you guys are heading out here, gentle footfalls from above you, as Taz McKella comes out of the hallway and down the spiral staircase within the mansion. I'll put us back on the mansion. And you guys are here. So, what's your plans?
Guess we step out and figure out a solid plan from there. Because didn't really come to a consensus. Not really.
We have to get Bastille. We have to talk with Spring Court. Be nice to find a Summer Court representative. But after that, I think it's just we get this essence of the Feywild, and I think we leave from there, right?
Yeah, I mean, gotta grab fall and then winter, and then yeah, life crystal will be complete.
And we have to go to the Morningwood.
Yes, of course. A bar. Right. Just sort of like strums out across your back.
See, I'm not forgetting. I'm making sure.
All right. So, Aerith,
Yes.
what madness are you going to try to do?
I will.
As you all, because I'm guessing this is everyone's heading out of the mansion now, right? We're leaving the hotel for the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
As comes down and kind of like nods to each of you as you walk through the atrium, and sidles up next to Thorn, and they kind of just whisper to each other, and she nods and goes, "All right, well, if we're leaving, I need to go get Harrow and help him down. Just give me one moment before we close the door." And she's gonna go get him because I realize you can't really leave him in here too.
Yeet. Into the book dimension.
I was about to say he gets shunted into the book dimension.
Right. So you all step out together about 10 or so minutes after Rose had left into the vaults beneath the castle. You look around and initially don't see Rose, but you kind of catch a tiny little bit of the like clothing just draped out across the floor from the other side of the throne, where they find themselves currently slumped.
Yeet.
As I move everyone's tokens back into the light.
Did Rose figure out the riddle?
I'm very bad at riddles. No.
You-
I will place my book dimension under the door of the mansion as soon as it disappears, just to see if the books will fall in.
Okay, so it's
Can I not place
key.
the door like that?
Not flat like that. It's a
Oh.
door. Yeah, not a trap door. What you can do is you could try to put them like right up against each other.
I'll try to do that, see if the entrance are
Just-
touching.
Firing them all
Yeah,
out
exactly.
from one door to the other.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check.
I'm going to back up in case the books come flying out.
Radius. Okay. All right. So as you all step out into the vaults, Rose, you don't hear them. you are sitting at the very edge of your silence bubble, still within it. Kind of just the last words, the riddle from the door still echoing in your mind. I've a face for all but Sunday. Fortunes and debts I've cast away. If you twin me as a pair, my wink turns to a serpent's gaze. I think that was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm bad at riddles.
Can you type it
Dice.
out for me?
Yeah.
Just dice.
Oh,
As the silence bubble drops, you hear, "It's dice, you stupid door! There's got to be someone in there!"
yeah.
Beyond the door. And then you hear a "No answers if you question me, I'll question you instead. But if you shout, I'll answer thee, to say what thou hadst said." And oh, it's another one! Aerith, you take out your key, and you attempt to line up the door on the opposite side of the mansion. What are the rest of you doing? Some int checks for the guards. And I'm going to type this one out too, because I love riddles, and this is fun to see if you guys can get it.
Lowering his voice, he looks over to Rose and is like, "Who is that? What's going on?"
I assume they're coming to kill us. That they just have their knees up, head on their knees, just kind of like staring at the door, waiting for it to open.
Okay, do we want to get out of here?
Probably. Or I could kill them. I'm really pretty ambivalent right now.
Alright, well,
Oh, it's an echo.
let's
You hear guesses from beyond the door, and then a momentary cry in pain as they did not guess echo, but it is an echo. That is the correct answer. Go ahead.
let's not fight for right now. Let's not make any unnecessary bloodshed. So let's just skedaddle.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Maybe we could sneak our way into the city proper. Or maybe we could find Chandria.
Well, if we could
Here.
teleport. Well, no.
Yeah, you
Not
want to
if
go?
Titania's.
Could we talk to the guards? Do you think we could do that?
I could yell at them. I'm happy to do that.
You hear
You want me to
an
yell at them?
echo. Stupid morons. And then, though my size is quite immense, I'm light as a feather because I'm not dense. I'm not meaning for these to be so pointed to how the guards are acting, but these are actually really like these are just random guesses from this book.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're gonna be in a talking mood, so let's not.
I mean, they're just annoyed at the door. They're not. It's not our fault that they can't answer riddles.
They can't answer riddles. Takashi hitting a Z snap as he says that.
Mhm.
My box now.
No, I got this one. I know this one for sure. And another voice, like, "Don't you? I can't." He's like, "It's a cloud." And then a moment passes.
I just like hearing the back and forth.
Right. I'm honestly just wondering if they'll get through the door.
The
Well,
door.
I'm not wanting to stick around to find out.
And it's also worth noting, sorry, that with each word from the door, you see the back of it moving just ever so slightly, so the wood's kind of like just tensing and shifting beneath each word. Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I'm just
Right.
I'm not in the mood to fight anymore.
Food.
Yeah,
I
food.
feel it.
I mean,
At the same time, there are still people here, and I don't know what to do about them.
well, just leave.
Isn't there only one way out? That's through those guys.
Mm.
Back up to Tanya's penthouse and lie down.
If we can get into the city, we should be able to just go wherever we need. But
You don't think after a full 8 hours they might have people in the penthouse
Shouldn't we be
checking
able
in
to
on everything that's
teleport
happening?
out?
we couldn't before. We haven't tried since Titania's left, but
It's certainly worth a try, right?
looks at Rose again, and then she looks at the cell doors and kind of like holds Harrow a little bit, who has been just like leaning onto her and her and Thorn, and it's just been like watching all of this. You hear as the fourth riddle goes out, "What do you mean a fourth riddle?" Queen Titania has instituted a 5-question system to increase security. You will answer 5 complete riddles. Now, I start and end with the letter E and yet contain 1 letter. And when you're holding on to me, you will feel worse or better. All right, that's 2 natural ones in a row on their on the other side. They're like, I don't fucking know the alphabet.
Oh fuck. Rose just sighs and just puts their head back down on their legs again. Puts their arms over it.
Maybe we can't win every battle in one day. I don't know.
Well, what's the plan? As
Anakin.
much as I'm enjoying listening to our guard friends like mull this over.
Rose, look at me.
One eye kind of tilts up and squints at you.
I understand that things are complicated right now. But sometimes you just have to just push through and straighten things out in the aftermath.
To keep cracking eggs. We're not fully ready to cook this omelet. But once we're ready, then we can clean up. He looks around again. We've made so many promises to people.
Do you think they'll hurt them?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, we could just yell at them across the door and ask. Worst case, we're slowing them down because they're not answering the riddle.
A hushed voice from the other side, to which you cannot hear the answer spoken, because I want to see if you guys can figure this one out.
I thought it was like I, but I'm not sure. It starts with and ends with E, and yet contains 1 letter, but it can also be just an I.
Envelope.
And you're holding on to me, and I, but I
Got
don't.
it.
Is it?
It's an envelope.
It's an envelope.
No.
It holds 1 letter.
Womp womp.
I could put 2 letters in an envelope.
Don't start.
You hear the door once again kind of like bristle. Fine. Final question.
What's brown and sticky?
Rude individual. Place with rules demanding. If you sit, you must have standing. If you wait to use me, fine. But there is a single line. Typing it out.
You know the crazy part about we did this one and I don't remember what the answer was.
We did this one? Dang.
We did?
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did.
I think it's thrown.
It is thrown.
No, we did. It was part of one of Ascalon's trials.
Yes. Okay, that would make more sense. Because I was also pulling from this book with Ascalon.
Yeah.
I love this book.
Yeah, I actually do. That one is familiar.
Because I remember that one word for word. I remember that riddle.
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna roll some dice.
As we get to the last one, Rose will just sigh and look up at Ken and then just push themselves to standing. If they want to fight, we'll leave, but just let me talk to them first. They'll just stand on the other side of the door and wait.
Okay. You hear the answer spoken from the other side. Oh, actually, you hear an incorrect answer first. They are not rolling well on these int checks. Alright, there we go. And then
Maybe
finally,
they'll kill themselves on the door. Right.
the door kind of shudders from the ground up. You have been granted entry. Stand back if you wouldn't mind. I swing inward. Do you move back, Rose?
Sure. Just far enough that it would open without hitting me.
Okay. You step just slightly out of the way so the door swings towards you and are met with 3 Summer Eladrin who all look a little bit flustered at the moment.
They're holding their heads because of all the psychic damage.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get some tokens.
Slight or maybe even heavy nosebleeds.
It's just
One of-
streaming out of their nose.
There's just like a trail running down one of the ears down the side of their face. Tackle Palace, I should have. Yeah. He's not dead. There's just that's how the tokens copy. As the door opens and they are met face to face with you, they kind of like take a step back and they reach for their weapons. Who are you?
You know who I am. And the job's done. No reason for you to fight any further. Just stand down.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Probably.
I know it's probably just going to be a 25.
Persuasion.
Or 26, I guess.
26.
They kind of like look towards each other. Explain yourself. What do you mean?
Titania's dead.
Impossible.
You want proof? Fine.
Kind of like he's gonna take a step back away from you and shoulder to shoulder with his buddies, but okay.
Come with me. Just, if you draw weapons, know that you die here. Or at least for now. But they'll give them a long look and then turn.
Okay. They look left and right, the one in the middle being the one that you'd mostly been talking to. The one on the left, his left, the one like up here. It's looking a little bit more agitated. He kind of like raises his hand off his sword. Show me. And he'll follow you. And then they'll kind of all trickle in. You walk through. Harrow is going to shift out of the way. And as you walk past, he just gives you like a weak smile. Met with Taz and Thorns similarly. Like, we're here with you. You walk through 2 ephemeral shimmering archways, as Aerith had managed to set up his other doorway right about...
kind of sidestep around whatever the fuck is happening.
Here. They walk through, sizing everybody up. The main one, the one that Rose was talking to, looks like he's walking more confidently. The other two have their hand, like their left hand is resting on their sword, and they're watching you guys very, very anxiously. Kind of like, they can't see the door because they're not, the doors I'm thinking right now are closed, and they can't know that they're there. So he just walks through that space, and Aerith, you kind of see that like shifting ephemeral nothingness, like a cloud, drift out of the way as he parts it and walks down through the illusory wall, followed by the others.
Book flies out right as they walk through. Smacks him across the
It
face.
flies out, knocks him in the head.
Well, that was my next question is, right now you have 2 doors set up, but they last 24 hours. How are you getting rid of the other door? Because it just lasts 24 hours.
I guess, however it allows the books to fly into the other door. I don't know how that works.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Just
I'm using a
both
charge. I'm
both
using a
doors
charge.
open to the left. Basically, create an ephemeral tunnel so that the books fly from one to the other.
I guess you could always dispel the door for the mansion. Maybe.
Well, I don't know if like the books are just gonna drop to the floor and cover a large.
Well, then you
portion.
pick them up, I guess. But
Well, I know, but like I'm trying to save time here.
yeah,
Also,
but either way, we're
Science
just
requires experimentation.
Oni's definitely gonna settle in behind these guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm just gonna follow them for backup, just in case.
Yeah. We'll have a little procession. That way, if they decide to do, like, if they're feeling froggy when they see Titania's stone body,
Okay, and
Rose
then,
isn't solo.
as a refresher, you guys yeeted the bodies of the captains off the roof, or did
Yep.
you not? Okay,
yes.
you did.
Yeah, we
okay.
got rid of them. Titania's still up there though.
Yeah. Go ahead. My poor staff blade guy.
Fuck that guy.
As you fall in line, Aerith, do you stay beneath to try to make your experiment work?
Yes.
Okay. As you do, Taz kind of just like shifts Harrow, and Harrow gives a nod to her and shifts his weight over onto Thorn, who looks like he grows about an inch just to help hold the more like taller frame of Harrow better. But since Rose wasn't here, Taz will offer the same advice, that perhaps dispelling the mansion door will get it to disappear. She has no idea what's going to happen to the books inside, but the only way to cancel a magical effect is, in her mind, to dispel it.
Otherwise,
soon
you're gonna
as
be
I
standing here for
think-
24 hours.
As soon as
Please
I
wait
think
until
I have
I'm
it.
not near it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna wait until you guys are clear away from it in case everything explodes.
You take 1d6 bludgeoning damage when you
Damage.
hit by books.
1d6 per book.
God, could you imagine? That would be enough to knock a commoner out if you rolled well. Like, just average on a die.
Yeah, I mean, jettisoning a book at someone's face, that could knock somebody out.
I mean, they are heavy tomes. They're
Right?
All right. All right. Let me move these tokens. Not there, since you guys stayed.
What a way to die, crushed by books.
It's
I'm
like
sure
the,
someone's died like that.
the librarian girl from Full Metal
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist, yeah.
Chaska. All right. You guys follow Rose as they, without even looking back, just lead the 3 Summer Eladrin into the teleporter of the magic, encapsulating them. You each step in and emerge into the penthouse above. Rose already at the illusory wall on this side, and where are you leading them?
I will lead them over to her body.
Okay. Leading them out into the main.
Stands there with their arms crossed.
As they walk out, look out across the battlefield, much of her damage was done with fire and light. It was radiant damage and fire damage, but none of it really burned or seared anything here. It was all well protected and looks almost pristine, save for the obvious points of damage that you guys weren't, give a shit about. You tore up these pillows. There are chips taken out of the pillars where your blades and the arcane blasts from Vidofnir and Nidhogg slammed in. They look out across this wide penthouse as you stand over the crumpled and stone body of Titania. The one that you had been talking to just looks at you. Impossible. Walk up to her.
Impossible. Sorry.
Not impossible. Not easy.
He was Archfey. Then he looks at you and there's an analysis, like he's looking for something. Then his eyes narrow and he shakes his head. Where is it? Where is she?
She's gone. All right. There are plans in motion that are complicated. And honestly, I really don't know how to describe it. But we are... what's the word?
Roll me a persuasion check at the end of that sentence.
Right. Okay. $26.
26.
We are abolishing the courts.
You are traitors. What have you done with her? The other two, having sensed you two standing behind them, kind of shift a little bit in their weight at the tone change in the one at the front as he's like kind of half crouched over the body looking up at Rose. He stands to his full height again to kind of match yours. They cannot be killed. What have you done with her? Answer me now.
I don't know how.
So you could
Right,
be
I
like,
guess-
there wasn't always Fae, or
Yeah.
not Fae, but the Fae lords. There used to be
Yeah.
different beforehand. You just turned it back to what it was.
Yeah, Rose will kind of square up, stand a little taller, and just glare at him. We're putting them back as they once were. Putting them back together.
And final persuasion check at disadvantage. Unfortunately, the 26 isn't enough.
Oh, okay.
26.
26. If
he wants to fight, we'll fight. But
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of what it's going to come down to.
Man, I don't want to fight.
I know. I'm sorry, guys, but as Rose says this, he narrows his eyes at them and looks back over his shoulders. We must stop them for our queen. Kill them! And they're all drawing their weapons. So
Could we
roll
defuse it?
initiative. Well, okay. How do you want to try to?
I'd
I'm
be
not
like,
gonna take your
listen,
agency.
Titania's dead. Her allies we put out. What makes you think that you guys have a chance? We're being nice. You asked us what happened. We were nice enough to show you. We don't want to fight you. If you want, we can whop you and throw you off the roof again, like all the other people.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Should have went with persuasion, but damn it.
That was very intimidating.
Well, I should doing is because I don't want
I mean,
to fight.
yeah, you did kind of like
Meh.
threaten her life.
Oh, well.
15.
Yeah.
You
it's
are
not
an
gonna be good.
outsider. You will die here. As he's drawing his blade.
Does
So
that
go ahead,
give
roll
me-
initiative.
I was gonna say, does that give me a minute to cast a spell then?
Depends on
As
how
he tries
quickly
to
your
do it.
initiative is, because
Okay.
that's where we're at. Yeah. Sorry, those were some pretty high persuasion checks. I was
Of course.
Oh, Ken.
okay. Hell yeah, go me. I need to.
Yeah, let me go to the bathroom.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm sure it won't be a long fight.
Pretty sure.
All
And we're
right.
gonna throw him off the roof in the end and be like, I told you.
Remember, Ken has Cloak of Displacement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this one going to immediately face step over here. Actually, it's right there because he doesn't need to be flanking with Titania. Is going to, as the call to arms goes out, his hand flicks into the air while the blade is still being drawn. He disappears in a flash of fire. Appearing right behind Rose is going to attempt to strike down. 23 to hit?
Yep.
18?
No.
Okay, you take 18 slashing and 6 fire.
So half 18, 19, 20, 21.
9, so a total of 15 total.
15?
15, yep. And that is his turn, Takashi. As you attempt to
So could have
intimidate these
worded it
guys-
better. I so could have worded it better.
Hey, that's the game, man.
I know. Where is my thing? Control copy. I'm not in the mood for doing this, so we're gonna action surge. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
The 18 misses.
How did I?
3 and 2 sixes.
Yeah, I see that. That one.
Okay.
So,
This one also now has his blur up.
okay, so make sure Thunderous Fury is off because that's not up. 1, 2, 3.
I'll use that one for Blair because 30 on that first hit, 26, 56. What's that? 81. Damn.
Plus the psychic damage that they took.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay. They were definitely looking pretty messed up. That one is not looking good at all.
1 second. And then I punch him. I don't think it's gonna do much, but I will try.
Okay.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take,
It
you know?
does
Right?
hit.
I need to turn off sharpshooter because technically I'm not using that. Just get rid of all these things really quick. Yep.
Good.
As you attempt to intimidate these guys into submission, you see them draw their weapons. The one flash and fire, the one that had been talking more slightly distracted than the other two and just a little bit slower. You release your flurry of arrows, and as they're flying through the air, kick off of the wall and hit this guy with a haymaker, dealing exactly the amount of hit points he had.
Let's go!
Get
I told you we're throwing you off the roof if you want to start this fight.
His head hits the stone step here with a heavy crunch, and there is just a trail of blood that runs down stairs. He You didn't get a turn.
You still want to fight?
Anything else you want to do, Takashi?
I think that's all. Just yell at them.
Okay.
Like, really?
12 on a wisdom save isn't going to stop him here, so he's going to do the opposite of what his buddy just did, but he's going to come for you. 21 and a... No, that doesn't hit. 21?
21 will hit.
Okay.
He's attacking normally because his friend's
Yeah.
down, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 will hit.
So 17 slashing and 7 fire. As, again, he doesn't even really, like, move away from Oni. There's just a flash of fire and light, and he appears behind you and splashes down at you. His blur effect is also now on. And that's his turn. So, Oni, who's your turn?
Throw hands.
Alright. We'll just slide on into position.
Just doing a conga line.
Yeah, just those flat rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, just gonna click this so that I can turn Boom and Blade off after that.
Sometimes negotiations fall through, you know?
And then they get thrown off roof.
Yep.
We keep our word. When we say we're going to throw them off the roof, we're going to throw them off the roof.
The
I
18.
assume the 18 misses.
Yeah. Oh boy. 11, 26. Okay. Alright. 34. Got it.
And you know what? Not really worried about action searching, but I will throw another Unleash Incarnation in. Just an extra swing.
Uh, 22 is their AC. I love being able to see the hit points when you guys are rolling these last attacks. It's just so funny because I'm like, oh, the odds are good. The odds are good. Yep, that'll
Get
do
'em.
it. You watch this one leap away from you and fire, and as you do, you dart through that same space, almost moving alongside that wisp of Fey. He lands behind Takashi and slices down once, carving across his like shoulder just lightly enough to like cut him just a little bit. He dodged mostly out of the way. You land, bam! That second attack does not hit because you completely threw off his game, and then as he staggered away from that flurry of attacks, the echo manifests and bam! Clocks him down into the ground. Anything else you want to do?
Intimidate the last guy.
Yeah, I'm working on it. My turn next.
Anything for Oni?
Nah, I don't. I was gonna try to flank with Rose, but I don't have the movement to do it.
No, alright. Rose,
That's right.
it is your turn.
As the other two immediately go down, they just turn slowly around to this guy. Just a little bit of blood, but not that much. Get out. You have no one to be loyal to anymore.
Roll me intimidation. You all hear Rose's voice almost amplify with volume. It seems to come from all around you, like everywhere is speaking simultaneously. He kind of like takes a step back, and through the haze of the summer heat that gives him that blur effect, his eyes dart between the four of you. I had to wait till his turn to see what he does, though. Anything else you want to do, Rose?
I'll just hold my action if he tries to attack again.
Okay. Ken, in this moment, anything you want to do?
I guess I'll just just walk over, keeping
Menacingly.
eye
Here's the
contact
door.
with this guy, and then he's just gonna sit there, cross his arms, but have Offner pop out and load around just in case.
There's the door.
There's the door, bitch.
You see, as you like load Vidofnir, prep your weapons, keep your eyes locked on him. His sword like twitches in his hand, and he takes a step back from Rose. You will live to regret this day. Eventually. And then he's gonna go 10 feet. 20. And he's just gonna use his face step and go all the rest of the way. And it's not like he flees running, but they move quickly, and he definitely gets the heck out of there.
All right.
People are now out of initiative.
Throw him out the window.
Yep. I was gonna say, grab the tooth, toss him out the window so you can see him when he leaves.
Okay.
We're keeping our word. I said we'd toss them out the window if they try and fight.
It's you
Toss
did.
'em out the window.
You did. All right. You start grabbing them by wrists and ankles. Come on, Graham. You gotta come inside, baby. Come on.
I thought that was how you were describing it. Come on, you're going out the window.
Out the window.
You know, take their weapons too, actually, because they don't need those anymore. They're mine.
They're mine. Takashi's just amassing all the Summer Legend weapons.
I'm just gonna sell them at some point, but I'm annoyed. I told them they could leave, and they wanted to fight. So their weapon's mine, and they're going out the window.
Indoctrination's a hell of a drug, you know?
I know. They still get the window. We could have asked the last guy as he's walking away, like, "Hey, do you know where?" What's her name?
Yeah, I'm sure he would have been down to tell us that.
You know, the Shendria. We could have been like, "Hey, listen, we're trying to talk with Lady Shendria. We want peace. Do you know where she at?"
We want peace, but they want problems, always.
Right.
It's just our luck.
Pretty much. I think Kate's still trying to get the dog in.
That's fine.
He's being a butt.
In the
Yeah,
meantime, we can talk about our plans.
If you really want to make them suffer, instead of putting them in the ground like Titania did, you should just chain them up and drop them in water so that every time they revive, they just immediately drown.
Yikes.
What are you, a gangster?
We're supposed to be the good guys. Remember, we are the good
Tony's
guys.
neutral.
Yeah.
That's not
Tony's
neutral behavior.
Yeah, sure it is.
You cannot fathom the extent to which Oni is neutral.
So is Rose. So.
I still feel like that's evil. All right, look, kid. What is your ruling on chaining up the Fae, dropping them into the lake so they infinitely drown? What behavior would you consider that?
It's practical,
Right.
Problem solved.
And they can't die, so it's not like killing them. It's just a little bit of torture.
It's just eternal
It's just-
waterboarding.
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of like the next level of water.
It's not a good act.
It's water bedding.
But the problem with good and evil is that intention is really what matters. And in this case, the intention is mostly to send a message of stop resisting.
Right, and stay out of our way. Not with the intention of causing infinite torture and harm. It's fine.
Just go check it out the window.
Right,
Easy.
go check them out the
all right,
window.
I'm checking out the window. We'll have moral discussions afterwards.
Yeah.
Add to your pile of Eladrin.
Right. As you do that, and Rose is gonna stand above Titania's stone corpse.
Deep beneath.
So
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
there you go. It's just so. Should I take her head? Is that a good bargaining chip?
That's morbid.
You're trying to make peace with the summer, Eladrin? Maybe don't be like...
We're trying
Take
to
her.
make peace, but I mean, you saw how well that went. I think it's gonna take a little while.
How many people have met the Lady Shadria? I can't say words worth a damn.
Chandria.
Chandria.
This one lady who you have no idea who she is and thinks can
Yes.
solve all our problems.
It's an option.
We already have our option. Apparently Thorn and Taz are taking over.
Well, yeah. But they're going to have a difficult time because they're not of the summer court. I'm just saying, talk with someone from the summer court, get them at least halfway involved to like smooth things over.
What makes you think she has any say?
Was it niece, cousin, third related child of some sort? Like,
Family doesn't. I mean, it. In this instance, I don't think family means a whole lot. Titania ruled the summer court completely, entirely, on her own.
doesn't
There was
mean
no.
that- Alright, fine. If we run into her by a happy accident, we'll be happy. Otherwise, we'll just ad lib. You happy?
Not especially. It was a very open-ended question. About that in particular, I have not a whole lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I can tell. Alright, fine. What do you want to do in this situation?
I want to go talk to Lady Veranestra and finish this.
Let's do that then. How are we getting there?
Rose, can you
Hope
give me
teleport. I hope.
Let's not forget Aerith, though. As funny as it would be to leave him in the vault with his books.
I mean, we also still got to get Thorn and Taz. We can't
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, go back. But what am I rolling?
Can you roll me a charisma saving throw, please?
Sure, probably.
What
charisma.
could
Titania's
wrong?
angry.
I think you're fine. I think you're fine. You are fine. As
Who's being
you,
a butt?
Abyssia.
Right?
kind
Who's
of
being
like,
an asshole? Is it this? Yeah.
yeah. You feel another, like, it's like an impact in the stone around your neck. Like, it shifts ever so gently, and you feel like the scratching of an animal against the inside of your mind. But you shut it off.
Right.
Kind of apply your own mental wards and willpower and take the stone in hand and look, and there's another small hairline fracture in it.
What if we weaponize Odysseus?
Weaponize him how?
I mean, they think he's on their side. We could start having him, turn the tides against Titania. Start spreading dissent, Make it easier on the group to, I don't know, say fuck Titania as a whole.
I mean, I don't think he's
I mean-
exactly very happy with us right now.
If you have Abyssia's soul, can you put it in like a soul jar? Or like have Ken make like a little doll and shove him in there?
I mean, that's essentially what this necklace is.
That'd be
Just
funny
a-
to have like a tiny angry Abyssia running around yelling at us the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's step over to Ken for a second. It's just, hey, can you fix this a little bit? I'm not ready to deal with him right now.
Okay. Well,
If you can, I don't know how this works, honestly.
sure. I guess I can try to take a look at it, see if there's a way to repair it without him breaking loose.
Roll me
They
an
were mending.
Intelligence.
Okay. 16. So it's made of the same material that you built the Orosite out of. It's actually like the gemstone that you had picked up was from higher up in the mines. It's just a Feywild shard. It was just something pretty that reminded you of Mia. But this one, as you look at the one that Rose carries, this is the same material that the Orosite was built out of. It looks like they kind of utilized it to the same purpose. It's just sort of like, and it's like having a piece of wood that you carved a little bit out of instead of building that piece of wood into a box. The same treatment that you used to make the Orosite could potentially help stabilize this, but looking at it, you can see where there's like impact or stress fractures as the stone doesn't have the necessary like support that the Fey iron provided within the Orosite.
Okay. I guess I'll relay that to Rose and I guess stew on how to stabilize it before reinforcing it.
Great. I guess we can deal with that later. Can you just, like, mending, fix the cracks at least for now? Hold them for a little bit longer until we can permanently.
It's worth a shot. Yeah, I guess I'll try it.
You cast mending.
Mending!
Look at the cantrip.
It says it can repair a magic item.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I read that at first. I thought it said can't, but no, it does say can.
Mm.
As you
Can't
cast the
put the
spell
magic
out,
back.
the small impact fractures seem to just retreat back into themselves into a small little tiny point, like doing glass repair on a windshield with epoxy. You just fill in those gaps. Doesn't really do much for the arcane aspect of it, and you're not sure how long it'll hold out, but for now it's at least been repaired back to a complete looking stone.
Alright, that should do it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I know.
I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be sad anymore. We need to just finish this shit and get out of here, okay? And I'll be fine. Okay?
Okay.
I promise. What are we doing? Are we just leaving? I can teleport us, but I don't know that I can take everybody now that our group's a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4.
8 total now?
Yeah. I think there's maybe 9 people, if I think so.
One of those is
including-
the Echo.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because there's 5 of you, and then Taz and Thorn and Harrow.
And Harrow, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I remember. Can we teleport when we're here, or we have to leave the
We
castle?
don't know yet, because Titania's magic was stopping that, but now that she's gone, I don't know if it's gone or still around.
Hmm. What happens if you try and cast it and it cancels? It wastes the spell slot, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
You guys never really tried teleporting around it.
Let's maybe not risk that.
I mean, if I can't do it, then Taz can, and we know that we have to at least get out of the castle.
And the bridge is broken.
Yeah,
It is.
So we're gonna make do.
Uh,
Try our best. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's go get the rest of the
Okay.
crew.
Oh no, we can fly. It's fine. We don't need a bridge.
I thought we can't fly in the area as well.
we were flying in the fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Flight was
okay.
fine.
Oh, it's just the vault that we can't
Yeah,
fly.
yeah.
Gotcha.
At the vault,
That
you
one
couldn't
part,
fly.
yeah.
Okay, so deep beneath, still within those vaults, there's two ephemeral doors butt up against each other. Aerith. Taz has come around to your side and stands beside you as she looks at what you're doing. And she looks at the other door. Alright, well, you're trying to get the foreign objects from there into there, correct?
Yes.
Well, then, guess we just shut that one down, right? I'm gonna go ahead. Thorn's like, yeah, I think maybe we'll stand a little further
Back
back.
up, everybody.
Come on.
I'm gonna do it.
Come on, Pops, over here. He goes,
Pops.
just don't. All right, so
I'm gonna tell Rose that.
you're casting Dispel Magic?
Well, I'm canceling the mansion.
Ah, but it's not something that you're concentrating on.
Oh,
And it is
Yeah,
cast by
that's why
an
you have to
object.
dispel
You
it.
have to dispel it. You can't just cancel it. That was the whole question.
Yeah, that's why I said you have to dispel the door.
Ken's the one with the key, isn't he?
Yep, I have the key.
If you dispel the key, does that break it forever? Or does it just stop it right now?
I'd rather not test that theory.
Right?
Can you dispel the door since you can see it?
That's what I thought, that we could just dispel the door.
But will a simple
Like,
third
currently.
level dispel even work on it?
It will not.
You're probably gonna have to
And then
upcast.
upcast fish.
Assumedly.
You got spell slots, upcast.
I'm not gonna waste.
You get your shit
I mean,
back, you're fine.
You're the one who wants your books.
Right?
Ugh.
Or you leave both doors here until that one expires before the,
But then the books
the
will
book
end
dimension
up
one.
here.
and then we'll see. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. That's a gamble you'll have to take.
Those
I
guys are
hate
gone
this
now.
gamble.
It's all a roll of the dice, man.
Right? Then upcast.
I will upcast my dispel magic.
What level are you casting that?
The mansion is a 7th level spell.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you upcast a little bit and then you just gotta roll for it.
I'll try 5th level.
Okay, roll me an intelligence check. Or charisma, your choice, because you're a...
Intelligence is my highest.
Just roll higher than not a 1. Nice,
You-
good job.
Gather together your dispel magic, and it radiates against the door that kind of like
Mr.
shudders
Ring
a
the
bit, and
Puzzler's Whip.
shimmers. It doesn't
I'm gonna
doesn't break.
have to.
Taz kind of like nods and goes, "It's fine, it's fine. These things happen from time to time. The magic can be a little hard to unravel. Give it another try." Check her.
I'm gonna use another 5th level, my last 5th level,
Good.
as well
I
as
don't
my
have
last
dispel
charge
magic
of Ring
on her.
of Puzzler's Wit.
Okay.
Just don't roll another 1.
Okay.
There you go.
It's a good thing you use the ring.
Yeah.
because
No.
the advantage is for you. You kind of refocus your mind, you fiddle with the ring ever so slightly, and feel that kind of clarity wash over you. You cast out your spell, and once again you feel it clash against the magic of the door, but this time it kind of feeds into it, unravels it, and the door shreds apart until there's only this tiny little bit left that shoots books out, not at a ridiculous rate, but at a comical rate. I wouldn't say it would deal a lot of bludgeoning damage, but as much as dropping 200 or 300 books on someone's head. And your aim was good. The books seemed to fly straight into the book dimension through that open doorway. And as you all heading back down through the teleporter, because I assume that was the next step, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You turn the corner to hear Aerith exclaim yes from beyond the illusory wall. And as you step through, there is but a single shimmering doorway.
Bye.
Good. Did you figure it out?
I figured it out.
Congratulations.
Now, I mean, how does this? Because this is different than the mansion we're used to dealing with, right? And she kind of like puts her hand at the edge of the doorway. How does it? I mean, we're not going to end up in the same situation, right? It's not just going to jettison everything that's in there out when it closes.
No
Right.
idea. Guess we'll find out.
I think we're kind of hoping it just absorbs the
Yeah.
aggregate knowledge of all these books
Yeah.
getting put
If
in
it
there.
doesn't-
Hopefully.
Oni, I'm gonna need to use your hole again.
Pretty sure the description read that any like books or like pretty much anything like books and book adjacent things gets put into the library, it's saved in the library.
Sure.
Here's to hoping.
One way to find out. Are we ready?
Are the
You
books
done?
done booking?
Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Okay. I was like, did he disappear on me?
No, the books finish booking within about 6 seconds.
Okay.
The door closes in a single round.
Alright,
Okay.
let's see if they all get printed out, and I
There-
close the door and dispel it.
Okay, you're gonna dispel this door as well.
Well, since I have the key, I'm just gonna remove the door.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
There's item interaction, and the fact like there's weird things that happen with magical effects that come from items because it's not a concentration. It's there is no way to close the door.
Gotta dispel this one too.
You have to dispel this one too.
My
There- you-
spells!
I know, but that's how
Fuck
magic
your
works.
spells.
It's magic, man. It doesn't need to make sense. Because of the way that the spells work, they obscure themselves and they close naturally after 24 hours. Closing the door early, like fully destroying that portal early, requires you to dispel the magic. Once it's in effect, it's there for 24 hours. You can leave it here and then try to open the archive somewhere else
And see if
and
they showed
see,
up.
but you wouldn't be able to open it until 24 hours from now when the key recharges.
But, like, people can just walk in and out of it anyway.
No one except for the people you designate can even see
Oh.
it. It's essentially it's the same as Mordenkainen's mansion. It just the only difference is that it has the library instead of the mansion.
So, I usually designate it to myself anyway.
Mm-hmm. And your party, there's kind of like a subconscious. I figure any of your allies, at
No,
that moment,
only me.
it's just Aerith.
Just me.
I will also say you're the only one who's ever opened the archive, and it's always open looking the same, like this, like kind of wide. I mean, it's like a wide square room, about 60 foot wide to a side, and in the middle is a recessed kind of like. Do you know what the Library of Congress looks like with that?
Mhm.
That like yeah, it's kind of like that in the middle with like tons of bookshelves all over the wall.
Then it should be fine then. To just leave it here and then reopen it elsewhere.
Only one way to find out. You have 60 seconds before I teleport us out of here.
Yeah, let's go then.
All right. So, where are we going first?
You're an issue, right? You want to go spring,
Yeah.
summer, autumn, winter? Just keep
Right.
keep the order.
And where did you leave Bastille again, Sarno?
He was, yes, I left him with Fed at the Morning Wood.
Okay. Vernistra.
All right.
Rose gives Taz a grin. Definitely not fake and forced.
She kind of like smiles back at you, but then her eyes go back to the magical doorway again, and she just sort of looks at it because she has not rolled very well on trying to understand what's going to happen. Looks back at you and gives an unforced smile, just calm and comforting. And you cast your spell?
Alright, Aerith, your books are at the whims of the universe. Let's go. Teleport.
Last chance for science.
Chance for science.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you have something from Veranestra, or are you just wild teleport?
No, we have a link to her town, I think. I think we've used that a couple times.
Right. Yeah, you do. You have a stone from within the marketplace, but you don't have
Yeah.
anything for her estate, right?
No.
Alrighty then.
Walk a little bit.
Well then, I need to see up to that. Okay. Within what? Okay. I just need to go ahead and do a little bit of everybody. Awesome. Cool. That's very narratively appropriate. All right. As you cast out your spell, there's this kind of strange warbling around you all as you feel that suction down into that no space. Rose, Ken, and Thorn, each of you feel a surge of energy that manifests as electricity, and you each take 30 lightning damage.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm still squishy.
Well, you were fine, Aerith.
Okay.
It wasn't
it
you.
it was just Rose, Ken, and Thorn.
That's
Because it was
fair.
three random within range.
Ow.
I'm surprised it wasn't me at all.
I know. I rolled
Number one.
I rolled a 1, which was Rose, a 6, which was Ken, and a 7, which was Thorn.
Alright. Sorry, I had a work text. How much damage did I take?
You get 30 damage.
Mm.
As the teleport seemed to twist and go haywire, a jolt of electricity from deep within you that like almost burst out around you as you were being sucked into that no space. You then feel yourselves re-emerge into the gentle orange light of Mithrin Dane. Can everyone roll me a perception check?
Everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. That tracks. That
I'm
tracks.
I'm just
Okay.
killed over like
Right.
Okay. Well, since I... Okay. 3 of you actually got that, so... Okay. As you arrive within the streets of Mithrandain, I don't even know if the tokens are right on this map. I'm just giving this here for a narrative. Oh, look, they are. Except Harrow's not here. But as you arrive, your body racked by a shock of lightning, Rose. You look at Ken, who's kind of also like holding his head in pain, and Thorn, who has pushed himself away from Harrow, who's like kind of holding himself up on a statue at the moment. As Thorn's like, "I'm exploding! Stand back!" Okay.
Oh,
I seem to be okay. What the hell was that?
fuck. Why? Ow.
At the same moment, you
I
feel
saw sparks
something.
of lightning.
Feel something strange on the back of your neck, Rose, on the left-hand side. And
Oh, good.
as you reach your hand up, Oni and Takashi, you can see it. Their skin is like the deep red of rock. Almost like the cobblestones here within Mithrandain. That kind of like orangish red coloring with the rough texture, and as you touch your hand to it, it feels like sandstone, Rose. It's hard, and it's only about like 3 inches by maybe like 2 inches, like a splotch on the back of your neck. But
God damn
You
I love
guys,
it, God damn it.
it. They just
All
grit their
right.
teeth a little bit and just shift their hair to cover it.
Oni and Takashi, you both saw the splotch before they were able to, because you guys hit your perception checks.
Everything good?
yeah.
I don't know, and it's not something I want to deal with right now.
Is
So
it
tired.
growing, or is it just the one spot?
No, it's just the one spot. It just seems like it just appeared.
Dealing
All
with
right,
problems later.
All right,
We're walking.
Fine. We'll deal with it later then.
Okay, you begin to lead the group through. Thorn goes over and kind of grabs Harrow again. Kind of like there's a small. Been trying to keep their voices low when they're talking with him. He kind of like leans over. Is everything all right? They look a bit worried. Thorn just kind of shakes his head. They'll be fine. They're going through a lot, but we're good. We're good. Come on. All right, come on, Pops. And he's gonna keep trying to catch up with everybody. You all follow Rose through the city?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. Following Rose to the glances of some of the Eladrin that are still living their lives peacefully here within Mithrandain, one of the few places to have been preserved during this conflict. You crest the hill and turn, kind of walking through the long approach, that winding mile-long driveway that kind of goes up and twists. You walk past where the army had been teleported out of, and then up through the clearing through the woods, and you can see Veranestra's estate about an hour or so after you got here. You approach, and the guards, who have come to recognize your crew at this time, give you a nod and step aside. One of them kind of leans in, grabs the door, and opens it for you all. Another one announces, "The Wanderers of Starlight, the Seeker of Summer, the Warden of Winter, et al. Arrived."
I wish they would stop that. It's a little too late for that. Whatever.
We don't know that.
Well, I can't be the Seeker of Summer anymore now that summer is gone. I guess Thorn could fuck us all over in all our plans by taking winter now if he wanted to, but
Dang.
The
Give
the
away my
longest
secrets.
con in history.
yeah, right? Hey, I don't know. I like to say that I know you, but yeah,
He
Kayla.
that's the person that could potentially be carrying your child. Are you
Rose just gives them a very, very just shitty look. Shut the fuck up.
You walk out onto the balcony and see Veranestra sitting. Actually, she would be sitting this way, with her back to you, looking out kind of on the wild expanse of the autumn forest and the fields of harvest beyond. Your boots land not loudly, but with announcement of your arrival here. And she kind of puts down the glass of tea that she has in her hand. I felt it. You are successful.
Yeah. We've been having discussions about, I guess, what that means.
Nods, stands up. Oh,
I know. Goodbye, Earth.
goodbye, Earth. You made it so far. I've been trying to,
So long.
I have the tokens all on the maps we're looking at, and then I leave the map and I completely forget where I had the token. Like, wait, I need Harrow. Where's Harrow?
No.
It's just gonna sit down with him, like, on this bench here. Haz walks up beside you and takes your hand in hers. Smiles at you.
He returns.
Hey, he's back.
I knew it because it went very quiet after Kate said one line. I was like, "Yep, it's doing the thing."
And Taz takes Rose's hand, and they just a little bit flinch.
She squeezes tighter. Veranestra sets down her teacup, stands up, and looks up at you all. So,
I think we need to talk, right?
he gestures out to the benches that surround this kind of fire pit that has been here in the center that doesn't really have anything burning in it. It's more of like a communal sitting stone. Please, join me.
Okay. Ow. Slightly hurt. It's fine.
Well, you did conquer one of the most powerful primordial entities in all of the multiverse, so I would be a bit surprised if you were not a bit banged up. She kind of looks up towards the building. Excuse me, dears, could we please have more tea for our guests? There are some things we need to discuss, but no need to maintain privacy. I think we are beyond that now. It is time for the Fae to be the Fae.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter now. I suppose, at least not as much. It was mostly her I was worried about.
Closes her eyes and nods. And now what do you worry of? Because your weight does not seem to have been lessened.
Oh, God. Everything? Can I pick everything?
Just chuckles. So you are finally understanding what it means to be a leader.
Nope. Nope. Passing that off to somebody else? Getting the fuck out of
Thorn
here.
raises his hand. Yo. She kind of looks over.
Apparently
she
them.
narrows her eyes at you and then tilts her head. If that is the will of the Fae, then I am not one to resist.
Unless you have any other ideas. Takashi seems to think we need a liaison with the summer court to smooth the transition.
It would definitely help.
Probably.
Opening lines of communication will be paramount, yes. But I do not even know who I will be this evening. So
That's why I figured we'd talk about it now.
trust the Fae, not the Archfae or those who have harbored power for so long. Do you know any in the summer court that you could trust?
Nope.
None of you.
I mean, I didn't really make a lot of friends with Titania's court. I don't know.
Then that shall be the first step for this new governance. Establish relationships. Reach out to each other.
But
Or could
not our problem.
pats Harrow on the shoulder, and then he walks over and he sits down next to you. Sorry, this is sounding like I should be involved because it's kind of like, So,
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
Considering you want to do all of
I
this.
didn't think about it.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't know how to do politics stuff. All this bullshit.
Well, that is what I am here for, dear. I have studied the ways of the material plane for a long time, and I can offer insights when necessary. As Tess says this, there's a chuckle from Veranestra. You are going to attempt to use material plane methodologies to rule the Fae. Well, it may work for a time.
Why not? Your way of doing things didn't seem to work out so well.
Ouch. That hurt. I tried my best. But you're right. No, What do you want for the future of the Fae? All of you. This is beyond just the question for one person. This is... help them. And she looks at Oni and Aerith, Takashi. I'm going to assume Ken joined around the stuff. Ken.
Yeah. Still sticking it off.
Yeah, you good. Together, you all can handle this. But this is too much for one Fae to bear the weight of. Considering the weight that you now conceive was borne by 4 Archfae up until now. What do
All
you
of
all
this.
want?
Honestly, all of this just makes me want to stab my eyeballs out. So yeah, guys, what do we want?
Why not have like a council for each court? So like you have like no, it's math. We want an
Doing
odd number.
courts anymore.
Well, I get that.
She
But,
raises
like,
her
a
hand.
representative for each court.
I'm
That's not an
asking-
actual court.
I'm not asking for specifics. The specifics of how we can get to it, we'll work those out. What do you want for the people of the Fae? They have been under the rule of a Titan for many years.
I mean,
I
I
would
pretty
be
clearly
happy.
want their freedom.
As you say it, her eyes close. Yes. That is what the Fae need. We are chaos incarnated. We live to the fullest extent of any creature in the multiverse. That is all we want. How we get there will be up to all of those that are here to make that decision. And if you are here, young Thorn, and you, noble dragon, then you can help guide those decisions a little bit. But the time for councils and courts, for kings and queens, it is at an end. What will be, will be. All we can do is push the boulder and hope that, well, it does play rest, or keeps rolling and doesn't destroy too much along the way.
See, Takashi, they'll figure it out.
That's fine. Why? I was just trying to be nice and have like some sort of communication set up beforehand.
This is an unprecedented situation we find ourselves in. In the past, the transfer of an Archfae's power always came with the understanding of who they were, what power they had, the domain that they influenced, and everything. But now, she kind of looks back out over the autumn lands, and the wind blows. It is time for the seasons to change. It is time for us to stop holding on so tightly. I have felt this way since you first proposed this idea to me. I've spent my last few days here staring out upon my lands and appreciating everything. But the time of Eranestra, Titania, of all of us, is at a close. And that is good. Change is good. Growth. Life. You cannot
Change sucks.
It is what makes us strong.
Yes.
She looks at you as you scoff. 7 years ago, actually, 6 years ago or so, you crept into my city to avoid Titania's scouts, to have a conversation, and I thought you just another despot seeking power. I was wrong. And in the adventure you have had, you have grown. Change is good. It hurts. It sucks.
Sucks.
It is good.
I'll reserve judgment.
I will not be here to hear it, but
You'll still be here.
it tilts her head. Will I?
Unless you were planning to die. It's the I don't even remember his name. Oberon. He still remembered things. It's not like you'll be an entirely different well, you'll be a different person, but it's not like you'll forget everything, I don't think.
And like nods. Then I will not be gone, but changed.
And maybe it'll suck.
And maybe it'll be good.
Maybe. We'll do
Either way,
both, I guess.
whoever I become, I know she will want to help you protect the future of our people. He is served. at one point during all of this very heated conversation, and the female Eladrin woman, the young girl who is overhearing it, seems to be very confused that she's not being like kept out of this conversation. Talks with Harrow for a few moments before heading back in. Well, shall we?
Are you ready?
Yes. She stands up and looks across the estate here. In comparison to Tanya's massive hotel-like complex, her home seems small, rustic. Looks across at the half-finished projects here and there, smiles wistfully. I don't suppose you'll know if it will hurt.
Considering our only other subjects were killed, no? Let's go with no. It won't hurt.
I don't even need a deception check on that one. She just sort of nods.
It'll be easier. You're not fighting back, for once.
Smiles and kind of closes her eyes as you walk forward and pull the sling with the orisight around from your back. She looks across at the rest of you. Though you have come from very far away, thank you. You have done for our people what no one could have conceived.
You keep talking like you're gonna die. You'll
It
be
kind of
fine.
feels that way for me.
You'll be fine. Promise.
It'll be fine.
Just nods. Okay. Looks you in the eye, and you feel that like sparkle of autumn light behind her eyes as she smiles. Turns around, looks out once again over the autumn forest. I am ready.
Alright, count of 3. 1, and Rose does it.
Okay. It's different. That same connection snaps to you and snaps to her. There's a will there that you have to tug against. You've fought against it before, and the couple of times you've tried when they're just unconscious, but as you kind of reach out to it with your hands in that imaginary way of grasping onto something, expecting that it's going to run, it enfolds into you into more of like a gentle hug. You feel it pull away, and these small strands of something begin to pluck, 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 as you pull this little ball of light in your imaginary, like in your mind's eye, into yourself. And as you all watch, Rose takes out the orisight and like holds it between their hands. It begins to float. This arc of lightning between them and the orisight, and then into the back of Aranester. Her kind of head snaps back, not violently, but just almost like an ecstasy. Like that anticipation of release, you know? She looks up, smiles. You see as the front of her forehead begins to petrify, as light drains out of her back into the orisight. Her whole body almost becomes like encased in stone, slowly and gently. Over about a minute, Rose, you focus, kind of pulling these threads into yourself, bundling them up like electric spaghetti almost. Wrapping it around something, tying it to something, connecting it. It's all very instinctual. It's like being guided through it. And as the minute passes, you feel that arc of energy separate from you, and you open your eyes, and Veranestra is standing away from you, her hands clasped in front of her, encased in stone. You look down at the auracite, and there are 3 threads now twisting in a undulating helix around the middle, one green with pink and purple flowers, one deep red and bright yellow, and one orange with these small little bits of falling brown leaves all twisting around it.
You know, I'd hoped if it were given willingly and she wasn't being killed, the stone thing wasn't gonna happen. Crap.
Everyone, Taz and Thorn and Harrow look on in awe and are just watching you.
Crap. Well.
Oh, when I stymie you, and I could hear the gears grinding.
Eh.
What are the rest of you doing as you watch Rose take yet another essence of the Fae?
I guess check on, see if the person that was Veranestra is okay.
Right now, they're a statue.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, that's I'm trying to figure out. Well, I told him it wouldn't hurt, but if this doesn't quite work, there was a body in the other one. Rose just kind of like winces and looks at everybody else, and then reaches out and like tips Baronestra's like over, just
Roll
pushes
me
her
a
over.
strength check.
Strength.
Is it like a shell that they'll naturally come
That's
out
what
of? Or you
I'm
gotta like force
hoping.
them out?
Right? That's why I'm hoping. I'm gonna try to break it.
18's
Right?
not bad for you.
Pretty good for me.
You guys watch Rose reach out and put one hand on Veranestra's back, her hands clasped, her head kind of tilted back, her gaze kind of out and forward, a little bit up, with that kind of reverie, and they push her over. The hold on, let me. You do that. No. Oh, hold on. A second. Sorry. I lost a token I needed, and I'm trying to find it. Okay. As the statue slams down into the ground, the front of it cracks. You see the arms slam first, and they break away, but the shell itself isn't very thick, and it's like a shale covering, only about 1/8 of an inch. And as the stone hits the ground, you see hands beneath kind of crumple out. The body slams in following it, and the front all kind of smashes away, and you see as a young Eladrin girl kind of tumbles out, looking different than you had just seen Lady Veranestra.
So big.
Yeah, that token came in a bit bigger. But she kind of like slams down in the ground, and you hear, "Ow,
Hey, there you go. Just as planned.
that hurts."
Oh, promise it would be completely painless.
And I'll walk over to help them up.
Oh, thank you. She kind of, like, as you attempt to help her, you kind of like grab onto her arm and you pull, and there's the tiniest bit of like resistance as the stone chips away and shales away, each movement breaking it away like the paper covering of a cocoon. She's crawling out of it. You help her to her feet. I seem to be a bit confused. Where am I?
Oh man, do you not remember everything from Veranestra? Because that's a long story.
She kind of like, as you say the name, she puts her hand to her head. Oh, that is a lot. I had succeeded. She kind of like chuckles to herself as she has her head in her hands, and then her head tilts back and she laughs loudly to the sky. Oh, did I fuck up? Oh,
Which part?
oh.
All of it?
Choosing to be an archfey in the first place, that was definitely not a mistake I wanted to. Oh boy. I remember bits. She kind of like, still leaning on Ken's arm, looks at you and kind of narrows her eyes and looks at Rose. I remember you. And you. I think it's
Well,
there.
now, do you want to get a drink?
Yes, absolutely. She kind of like looks down. What is this? Tea? No, we need something much stronger than that. Much stronger than tea.
Oh,
Where the hell are we?
I like her much better. Does that mean to say? It's
Little
fine.
bit.
She's not.
Are you trying
Yeah.
to seduce the other one?
You told me to.
As a joke! Then you actually tried it!
I take my seductions very seriously.
As do I.
Apparently.
Drinks. No. Hello. Whose house is this?
Yours.
Technically.
Yours.
Yours.
Fantastic. I'm going to go find alcohol.
Cool. Bring it back.
Or we can go to the Morningwood because we have something to drop off.
And to pick up. Yeah, you want to go drink at a tavern? You can look at your house later.
Sure. I suppose.
Do we have any way for her to get back?
That's not my problem.
I love Takashi bringing so much lawful into the Feywild of chaos. It's just that dissonance against the like we should do the right thing, help them, and do like the lawful thing. And nah, this place is just chaos, man.
I'm glad I was never sent here before on mission.
All right,
I'm
well,
sure she'll
tavern
figure
would
it out.
definitely have guaranteed alcohol. In there,
Ten-
who knows? There was tea out here.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Taz will bring her back later. Don't worry about it, Takashi. So yeah. Wait, do you want to tell your people that you're... that's a problem for later. Let's go to the tavern. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh, they're not my people anymore. I am just one of them now.
Even better.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, alcohol.
Yes, please.
All right. You now have 9 people.
Oh, God damn
Who wants to get shoved in the bag of holding?
it.
You and up to 8 willing creatures.
Yeah, okay, perfect. There we go.
All right, total 9. Here we go.
We can't take any more with us.
But who's
This is it.
question still stands? Who wants to get shoved in the bag of holding?
Not it.
Not it.
I mean, if you got room in there, I'm always down to clown.
Really?
Why not?
Oni, what about your hole?
Ugh,
Well, that doesn't sound as fun. I want to
Yes.
drift in the astral sea.
I thought you
Yeah, well,
hated
you
it
could-
there.
You could just
No.
get in a little pit, I guess, but that's not as fun as a bag or a scroll of holding, you know?
I
Alright,
hate
well,
the
you don't-
Saras and Tunaroth
Yeah.
and the Githyanki and the Gazerai. But that's all, you know. Water
rest
under
of
the
it's-
bridge.
Rest of it's fine.
I mean, the rest of it's just nothing. How can I hate nothing?
I mean, I
nothing
kinda
and
hate nothing. Nothing's scary. I don't want to talk about this. Okay.
yes, you
Get in the
promised me
hole.
alcohol.
Or the
she kind
bag.
of taps her toes and taps her wrist. The day is getting long,
Yeah,
and I
It's
am not
not
drunk.
necessary, but Thorn, if you'd like to get in the bag, please hurry up.
Whose bag am I getting in?
Just get in someone's bag.
Someone's got to open a bag.
Rose, you have one,
Harry
don't you?
stands up and goes, "Can we please go? Please, I would love
This
to
wasn't
see."
my idea.
I know.
But he's your boyfriend.
So,
You have the car keys, my dear.
We could just go. We don't even need to put him in the bag. Just go.
he wanted to, and that's the problem. And if we don't, then he's gonna complain about it all night.
Oh my
Get in the
You're the
bag.
one who has to sleep with him. That's your problem. Let's
Say,
go.
get in the bag!
He walks over to Aerith and he's gonna try to open the bag on your. How many bags
Just
do you have
climb
on
in.
your hip? How many bags do you have?
Oh, he's talking to you, Aerith.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah,
I
how
just
many
have
bags?
one.
It's just
And
the
it's
one bag of
almost
holding.
full.
Perfect.
He-
Not less perfect.
He's gonna walk up to you and he's gonna. All right, I'm getting in the bag, and he's gonna go. ahead.
Mine's almost full.
Well, you were the. He looks over at Ken, and his eyes lock with Ken, and there's that like flash in his eyes, that spark of light. Oh, Ken.
I'm not sure if my bag has space.
Oh,
God
wait,
damn it,
find out,
guys!
buddy.
Clean your fucking bags out.
Yeah, perhaps we should just go.
Let's just go.
Yeah, let's just save the bag ride for a later time.
As he's saying this, Oni's got it. He'll step behind very stealthily, unfurl the scroll, and just drop it over him. Just
Oh,
scoop him
thank
into
you.
the hole. One smooth motion. Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Perfect. I was going to have you roll a stealth, but he rolled a 2, so you
Yeah.
did not see that coming. And you guys watch as Odie just magic carpets
Alright.
Thorn out of existence.
Cool.
Well, let's
8th level
hope he held
fucking
his
spell
breath.
slot.
Don't worry, I can get us to girl climb when we need to.
That's good. Teleport.
Teleport.
And I am not rolling very good today. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, unfortunate.
What?
Oh no.
Why? What?
Fireball.
Fuck up.
As-
Destroy the tavern again.
As you feel the teleport once again, there's something again that's just off about it, Rose. Your magic
Oh,
isn't
good.
casting out today. You don't feel that surge of energy, but as the 9 of you appear in the morning wood here about 10 feet away from you. As Harrow throws up everything that he ate within the mansion.
Oh.
Which- Ironically, isn't actually food. It kind of comes up almost looking
Energy.
like yeah. Well, it looks like the kind of food you get out of crate food and water. It just looks like condensed like bread matter, like undyed mass. But as you all emerge in there, Harrow is poisoned, and everybody roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Are you just slowly turning to stone? Is that what's happening?
I hope so.
Better
At this
fucking
point.
not.
As you say that, Takashi, you're not 100% sure, but the spot does look a little bit bigger.
Oh,
Who looks
it's always
bigger?
problems with you. Why is it always problem?
Rosa's just becoming what is it from the Fantastic Four?
Thing.
The
The
thing.
The thing, yeah.
I'll cast Lesser Restoration on Harrow.
Okay. You cast Lesser Restoration on Harrow, and he. Thank you. I don't know what came over me. I've been feeling tired, but that just was very sudden.
Oh, trust me, I know where it came from. And I just tap him on the back.
Just gives you like a look of confusion, and then sits down in the chair. Actually, he's gonna go over here.
We're not on that
Well,
map.
We're not
by
on the
way.
map.
Oh. Sorry now, the morning wood. Hey, look, you guys are here now.
Hooray!
Hooray.
All right. Does anyone here know how to play a harp?
First and foremost.
Roll me a persuasion check.
And Rose goes to the bar. Just please, Fed. Please.
Persuasion.
He like points out like, what the hell was that every time? And
Every time. I get it. It's fine. Please.
All right. The woman who used to be Veronestra sits down on a stool next to you and goes, alcohol, please.
What'd she say?
Ona's gonna unfurl the scroll, reach in and pull Thorn out
Dump him
right
on
onto the stool right beside Rose.
That was fun. I was in a hole.
No,
Sure,
you were in Natural Sea. That was my scroll of Thorn. Enjoy that.
That looked a lot different than
Very
the
special.
bags. Okay. A new experience.
I mean, if you want to get in the whole place, I could throw it on the ground for you, but we're here now, so.
Actually, hold on. I gotta do
Ed.
something.
Leave the bottle.
Okay. Can somebody do something about the vomit? I don't...
I'll use Prestidigitation to clean it away.
Thank you. Alright. He goes and he grabs one bottle, grabs a second bottle, he turns his head over his shoulders, he looks at Rose primarily, and then the young woman that's now sitting next to you, who looks very impatient. And then he shrugs and grabs a third bottle and just sets one down in front of each of you. She just smiles. Thank you. Pours yourself a drink.
Cool.
Downs it in one.
I'll owe you one.
Much
I don't really
better.
care what.
Trust me, I'm keeping a tab.
So is everybody else. Just pops the bottle and takes a swig.
You call out to the bar if anybody knows how to play a harp. Hey, hold on, let me get this.
The Anthruth harp.
Unstruth harp.
I can't speak worth damn.
Words.
Words are hard.
They are. Does the person who's not Venestra know how to play the harp?
She does not know. But another, I just need to get a.
Does the bartender know how to play a harp?
I have somebody.
That'd have been like free drinks forever if he could use the harp.
Oh, I need to zoom that in a little bit more. You call out, and there's like a general kind of like murmur among the people here within the tavern as you just you showed up, threw up, demand alcohol, and have now offered to see if anybody knows how to play a harp, all within about 2 minutes. It's a bit
Sounds about right.
bit kind of hectic. Where did I? No, I didn't want
It's the Feywild. They're
It is.
fine with that.
Absolutely. It just put me into a position where I had to get something ready really quick.
Sorry.
No, you good. You good. I like. You see a figure coming out from the back room behind the bar door. Taller, kind of
I was gonna say, damn, that's a big woman.
big token. No, they all come in that big. She is a big woman. She stands at about 6 feet tall, wearing what looks like a bear skin kind of bit of armor around her, like fur draped over her shoulders. She kind of pushes out and smiles. I thought I heard you. I actually can play the harp, Takashi. It's good to see
Hey,
you.
it's your girlfriend.
Caraway.
It's your girlfriend.
As she comes out in her human form. I'm not particularly great. I'm trying to get her accent back. Hold on. The harp, but I've been known to pluck the strings from time to time, and then.
Bet he'd like you to pluck his strings.
Hey.
Instead of me, hey.
I didn't hear no.
She
All
just
right.
smiles and is gonna walk over, and then you see Illurin push out from behind. He's looking a little bit more like stiff.
Hey,
He's just moving
you're
a little
not
bit
dead either.
quicker, and he smiles and goes, "Thought I heard you all out here.
Congrats on the not dying.
I hear you are to thank for that. Got us out of there.
I try.
Right. Right, let's see. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Kind of like takes the harp. You hear a little bit of the harp behind you. Excuse me, you were going to hand me over to this brute? Come on, please. No, come on. There's got to be someone better.
I mean, maybe she's really good at playing. You want to give her a chance, right?
Fine.
Don't judge books by their covers.
Yeah, you never know. If you don't like her, fine, we'll find someone else, but give her a chance.
She had better impress me. And Caraway grins. I'll do my best. Let's see. All right. Oh, it's been a time since I sat down to play the harp. I'll see. And she kind of like pling, 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 pulls a few of the strings and just kind of lets out this really weird, discordant tone. And she kind of nods and goes, all right. I see. Takes
I'm
a
gonna
deep.
give Caraway a flash of genius charge.
Hell yeah. She takes a deep breath and she begins to play. And with your flash of genius, that gets it up to a 26. Which is
Hey.
really good.
Hell yeah.
Because the 20 was enough, or the 21 was enough, but breaking over that 25, she begins to strum. She's always come off a bit brusque, like a werebear, Seeing this other side of her, this kind of gentle, peaceful side that sits on this stool and closes her eyes and plays this gentle, peaceful tune that has these few little like bursts of high energy that seem to invigorate the room. All of it carrying this weight, this... What's the right word for it? Strength, but there's an actual word for it for like auditory weight again.
Base.
Travel.
Yeah. Mid-range.
No, I can't think of it.
It's like vambriosity or something like that, but that's the word that comes into my head, but that's not a word. But it's
Vibrato?
Vibrato. Thank you. Filled with like this like strength of music that, as the people have been kind of like chattering to each other, questioning what's going on, Takashi shouted out, and then there's this back and forth between Lurin and Caraway, who they all know and have kind of been working around and with helping to restore the tavern the past day or so since she got up on her feet with Lurin. It strikes everything down into silence. The only thing you really hear is the gentle clatter of the glass as the woman next to you puts it down on the counter and fills it, and then slowly sips, listening to the music. A few minutes later, as she finishes, that last note ringing through the space. Okay. She's good enough. That was a good harp. This is interesting, and I feel something more. Is it talking?
It is.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have fun with that. It's your
It is
problem now.
now. Yeah. What
Well,
Rosebud?
Kind of looks down at the harp. Well, my name's Caraway. I suppose we'll be making music together. There's a little
Take
bit
it out
more.
of my inventory. I'm free.
Hopefully a little bit more than just music, but I'll fill you in on all that I'm capable of shortly.
Dang, Takashi, that could be you.
It still could be.
Eh? Get in there.
Let
Before
me
you
get
get
a
showed
few
up by a harp.
drinks before you start harassing me, at least.
Well, here you go. Got a bottle.
I guess, would it be possible to have strawberry ale in the Feywild?
Yes, sake.
Strawberry
looks at-
soju.
Fed looks at you and goes, "It's not strawberry, but it's close."
Well, I trust your recommendation.
Tried to. Wow, what?
Rose pours a glass of whatever they have and, like, pushes it into Takashi's chest. Just drink.
I will. Thank you very much.
You're
He
welcome.
brings you a flagon of ale. It's the wheat that it's made from is a lot. It tastes like sunlight. Like it's super light and crisp, and the berries, while they're not strawberries, they have that light sweetness to them that adds the depth of flavor, and it's close but almost like the ideal of it. It's almost too pure, kind of, but it's good, and it's definitely gonna do the job.
Yeah, well, I'm not
Yes.
gonna drink too much. I have a project to work on tonight.
As Taz is gonna sit down with Harrow and keep him company.
Rose will turn to the new girl and just, what is your name? Because I didn't get that far before I needed something to stop all of this.
I was wondering when you were going to ask. Let me get my name back up here. My name is Hildis.
Helios. Okay.
And you are
How
Rose.
long? Huh?
And
Yeah.
you are Rose.
Yeah. One and only.
Smiles. Takes another drink from her drink.
How long have you been her?
Oh. Over 2,000 years. That's what my memories are trying to tell me. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's like reading a book that is 20,000 pages long.
2,000 years worth of bullshit.
The alcohol. She downs her glass again. It is helping. She fills your glass again.
Helping to remember or helping?
It is helping to filter, helping to process.
Okay.
We did our best, but we were not always kind.
Nope. Nope, no sad, no depressing. Not now.
You're right.
Drinking
You're
time.
right. Yes, drinking. Yes.
Maybe
Down.
tomorrow.
She downs that glass. They're like whiskey glasses that she's filling about half full, and she's just belting them with like 2 fingers of a very dark and alcoholic liquor. Again, you're not quite sure what it's made from. Some sort of sugarcane, probably. It's Fey rum.
Doesn't matter.
How long do you guys drink here?
Once I get a good buzz, I'm done.
Okay.
I'd rather not make what I want to make drunk. I wanna do-
You never know. You'll have extra features you never thought of.
Right?
No, this is one thing.
Way of
I
the
have-
drunken inventor.
Nah, this I have to be of. This has to be perfect.
You are no fun. You never drink with us until you're drunk. That one
Until
time.
you're drunk.
And kind of like look at Rose and then like take his tail and like try to like jab them in the side.
What? Am I wrong? You gave me that one night.
Yep.
Like
You know what?
6 years ago.
Peer
You know what?
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
Fine. You know what? Fine. I could just make it after I recover from my hangover.
What I like to hear just reaches over Hildis and pours him a glass of whatever they have. They honestly don't even know what it is at this point.
I'm just gonna continue drinking this amazing berry mead.
This one first, then you can have the rest.
Oh, well, be careful. You know, beer before liquor. You know how it goes. I don't remember, but you probably remember. I can never
It's all
remember.
the
Honestly,
same.
as Kate, I can never remember if it was like liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before
Liquor
liquor,
before
never.
beer, you're in the clear. Beer
That's what I-
before
that's-
liquor, even more sicker.
Okay, yeah. But she's just drinking. Eventually, her bottle empties and she just starts sharing yours.
Yeah, nah, I'm just gonna continue with my berry mead.
Does he have any sake? Probably not, but I can hope.
You gotta introduce sake to the Feywild.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, we have a information repository.
Sake. Sake.
Rose, as you are having this conversation, Taz just kind of walks up behind you and whispers in your ear, knowing Oni will be able to hear you, but trying to keep it down low on everybody else. And she gives you a kiss on the cheek. He does hear everything.
Yeah, I'll get there in a minute. I know that we need to do that.
No rush. She just puts her hand on your shoulder. All the time you need, alright? She smiles at you warmly and genuinely. And she's gonna head over and kind of take Harrow under the shoulder again, and the two of them are gonna head on out.
And Rose just kind of puts their head on the counter for a minute.
What? Trouble in paradise?
I don't know. Maybe. Except for the fact that the trouble is just me and she seems perfectly happy. Is that weird? This is, I don't
Well, I'll say one thing. I'll drink to not knowing. She'll drink.
know. I feel like that's what we're doing.
You continue to drink, and you nurse your way through your strawberry ale. You have a small snack with it, like some fried potato equivalent, to help absorb some of it and keep you sober. An hour passes or so, during which time Caraway's been suspiciously quiet. And then she kind of goes, "Oh, I see." And she starts to play a little tune on her harp, and you watch her lift into the air. She casts fly on herself.
Dang.
Hey, I see what you can do. It's a magic harp that talks. I get it now. Oh, this is gonna be. She just drifted through the air. This is gonna be lovely.
Rose gets up and comes up behind Takashi and like leans on his shoulder. Just, you better get on that before the harp takes your girl.
I'm letting her have her fun for now. I
Don't
just
think-
gave her a magical harp. I'm gonna let her
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And you could enjoy it together.
Yeah, I'm sure we will later.
She spins
Giggity.
around in the air and kind of like puts her feet beneath her and smiles. And she goes, "Wait, a saying it can make a wall of thorns. Do you think this is what Titania used to make that thorn wall?"
If it is, what? If it is, don't do it in the bar.
Yeah.
Smart.
That was a big wall of thorns.
I mean, couldn't you just ask the harp?
In the
His
harp.
Bless
invite.
you.
I suppose. Harp, were you used to construct that massive wall of thorns around Austrasolian?
I think it has a name. The
Right.
harp,
Harp.
not the wall of
What's
thorns.
your name?
Anstrith Harp. I didn't want to say the name in the accent. That was really hard.
Does it have a
Give it to
different
yourself.
name?
I'm gonna call you Annie. How about that,
There
Annie?
you go. That works.
You're just here. No.
Annie, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Annie, are you okay? Are you
You
okay, Annie?
She drifts back over and kind of floats back down to where she was sitting. I lost the thread of where we were at before I started making jokes.
Hey, Takashi, now's your chance.
I'm still waiting on the sake bottle.
Oh, right, yes. Let me see. D20.
I'm just enjoying the chaos.
Hold on. Hold on.
Please
on.
tell me it has sake.
He goes
I'll
into
be
the
so
back.
happy. I haven't had sake in so long.
All while Caraway is floating through the air, just having this conversation, Fed is in the back. And he comes back out with a very old and dusty looking bottle. Alright, got this in trade long time ago. 100 years or so. From a... where did he say he was from? I don't know. But he called it sake. And he said that it was the drink of choice in the city he came from. He
Yes, I'm
puts it
just
on
gonna.
the...
Can't move my character between them, but I was gonna like shove it like yes.
Give me that.
Just shoves me out of the way.
It's like give it to me. You know what? For your generosity, I shall give you 2 pairs or a pair of summer daggers +2.
kind of like picks it up, and as he does, there's this little bit of flame.
Definitely not taken off of corpses.
He's holding them. He's like, I could cook and cut at the same time.
Oh god.
That's
Kind of spins them around. He tosses them like, like the Benihana chefs. Catches them. Great, accepted. Enjoy.
Let's go. Yes.
He looks over at Rose. He just saved you. It cost you another favor.
God, I don't care.
Caraway, you have to try sake if it's what I think it is.
Oh, all right, I'm willing to give it a shot. Go ahead, pour me
Let's
a nice
go.
glass.
Sorry, I feel like I took Ken's seat.
You guys are, it's a bar,
Shoved in
so
there.
you're all kind of like this and this. You're all shoulder to shoulder. You don't really have
Shove
5
over.
feet of space. You're all shoulder to shoulder along the bar. Aerith, where are you? What are you doing?
That's
Better
a good
be
question.
drinking.
I don't know if there's space.
Well, I mean, I'll make space if you were at the bar with them. I'll just shove
Yeah,
everyone
I'd be
closer.
like-
Okay. At the end there.
Yeah, just at the end, enjoying the. How do you do it? Alt? Alt.
Yeah, holding alt.
Enjoying
Keeps
the
you off grid.
chaos.
Yep. All right. You pour your small glasses of sake for yourself and for Caraway. You take the drink, and it's only been about. Oh, actually, let me see. I think it's only been about 5 days since you left Acheron. But this
He wasn't
is.
drinking when he was there, though. He was working.
That's true. That's true. You were working. So it's been a while since you've really been able to have authentic Acheronian sake. And normally, let's see. Before I talk out of my ass.
Sake can range from like 15 to 20%.
Yeah.
It's also gross.
I like
That
the bottle
depends.
with the green fairy on it.
It's darker, and it's not served cool like you're used to having it back at home, but it has this powerful and strong memory associated with it. Being here within the Feywild, the age hasn't caused the rice wine to turn or to sour like you would normally see with, wines back at home where they're made, usually consumed within a couple decades. This has been here for 100 years, but soaking in the Fey, it has a magic to it. And as you let it kind of like wash on your tongue, and then that feeling of warmth, you hear Caraway next to you kind of, well, that's strong, but that's good. Oh, that's good. Would you say that's what's called?
Sake, and I have not had it in so long. I'm going to drink all of it.
Well-
He's going to pour her another drink.
I was about to ask if you'd be willing to share just a little bit more with me, because that's good stuff. Lurin kind of looks down from his end where he's had a mug of the same strawberry ale that Ken has, or the Feyberry ale that Ken has been drinking. So, I assume it went well. Are we still at war?
Rose kind of leans forward, gives the
Tentatively.
hand.
It's better than definitively being at war like we were a few days ago, so...
Right?
Tania's taken care of.
Yeah,
That
she's
makes you
gone.
feel any better?
They're a little bit mad, but I don't really know what to do about that. Because, killed their queen,
She's
and I didn't take over.
I did say find a representative.
Like, who?
I don't know, pull some random guy off the street. That's better than no one.
Is it?
Probably.
Is it?
It would have been so much easier if we just... I don't know.
Does anyone here know any friendly summer Eladrin?
No, Takashi, that's the point.
Nah, I'm talking to the bartender as well. He's a bartender. He's seeing people.
We're in winter country.
Yeah, Fed, what do you know? What do you know out here?
Kind of just nods and goes, yeah. Nobody.
Hey, here's to hope, and just take another drink.
I know of a few people that were supposedly open to communication with our side. I can reach out to them, but I need to get in contact with my spies first.
You've been cheating on us on the other side.
No, you've known about my spy network. It's how we knew about what was going on the inside.
You saying you like them better than us?
Pass that down here. I am not drunk enough for this, and
This is mine, and I am trying to drink her currently under the table, sir. So get your own.
roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm sure it's going great.
Okay. Okay. You're definitely feeling it. You look over and your new friend, whose name I wrote down. Hildis. Yeah, there it is. Hildis. I liked it. It's like Hildy with an S. Seems to be in about the same boat as you. She's kind of like her head's waving a little bit back and forth. She smiles and goes, "You are trying to drink me under the table, and you're taking my bottle for that. No.
You finished your bottle. This is my
you
bottle.
helped me finish you helped me finish my bottle, and now I'm going to help you finish your bottle,
Exactly.
and then we're going to both finish his bottle." And Thorn goes, "Hey, what did I do?"
You have a bottle.
When they're talking about bottles, nobody's gonna just hang on to his, like move it away so they can't grab it.
Fills his glass and then puts the rest of his bottle, which is about half full, in front of you. The drinking continues. The frivolity, just the release of tension. Ken, are you going to drink any more than your one ale, as you've been nursing it for about an hour and a half now? And
At this point, if you stopped, Rose wouldn't notice. So.
I tell you what, I'm gonna roll the d20.
roll for peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
I mean, if you weren't gonna drink, I was gonna say something to you like, "Hey, I don't usually
The
drink.
whole bar just
Well, we
starts.
just took out a fade.
chug.
What are you gonna drink?"
1 to 10. He says, "Fuck it." Starts drinking properly. 11 to 20. He calls it.
Can I subtle spell unsettling words so that he fails it?
I was gonna say, can we give him disadvantage?
Your unsettling words would be a minus d12. And
Yep.
technically, it's a saving throw against himself. If you'll allow it, Ken, I'll allow Rose to roll the d12 to see.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
D12.
Let's see.
Hey.
It's a 10.
You're still
Sorry.
good.
Fold.
As you look down at your mug, which is bone dry, and Fed looks at you and goes, "Are you sure you don't want more?" You look over at Rose, who's kind of wavering back and forth, and you look at Hildis and your other friends all enjoying themselves. You think of Mia and the project you have planned, and you kind of like convince yourself. And then Rose, what do you say?
Just that small voice in the back of your head that's just, you promised.
Bakashi, do you mind if I have a little? And he gestures to his bottle.
Not at all. I'm sure you'll love it. He's just gonna pour him a glass too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, take the stick out of the ass just for tonight.
Okay. Is
We
everybody
just took out a Fey Lord. Come on, you gotta have a drink.
Just took out a failure.
You gotta have a drink.
I will say anybody drinking to get drunk definitely can. There is no cost. There is no at this point Fed's just providing and he's just an enabler. It's kind of his curse.
Hell yeah, Fed.
As the night progresses, what scenes would you guys like to enact? How would you like to spend your evening in the morning wood?
I had one, but no, I don't want to do that. That'd be...
Do it.
Do it.
I
You're
was
gonna
say,
drunk dial
You're
Mia.
drunk. You're drunk.
I was about to say,
Do
I
it.
can't believe he's
Do
like,
it.
I went from just all about destroying the cult to
Having fun with your friends.
I wanna call my girlfriend.
it is like getting a girlfriend and having my first time in the same night to getting engaged like a
Less
couple
than a
weeks
month
later.
later.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was all within a month, and it's been 5 days. 5 days since she returned to Mechanus and you came to the Feywild. I was scrolling through my notes.
Just crocodile Mia.
As you guys drink
Dude.
on, Ken has a moment where his eyes widen and he remembers he hasn't used his tattoo yet today. His hand flashes up to his right ear. What is your sending?
Can you slur words in ascending?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Sure
yeah.
you
He's
can.
gonna.
Where's
All right. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna.
Almost forgot to message you today. It's like noon. We just
Yeah.
woke up like a couple hours ago. We are
Let's
definitely
see.
day
Go
drinking.
ahead and
It's always day here.
I mean, yes, but
check. Okay.
sounds about right.
Three, four, five. Let's see. That's what you get in your mind. Oh, wait, hold on. Why did it that wasn't everything. Oh, it cut off. Okay, so after that, you had the feeling of, the less than 3 heart emoji. That filled your mind. But according to Roll20, that breaks Roll20, and everything beyond that, that was how it ended.
I'm the luckiest man in the multiverse. He says this out loud.
Sure are.
I don't know.
Friends
I
like
feel
these,
pretty
right?
lucky.
Not yet, you aren't. Go get lucky. Caraway.
And then Ken says, "Lucky."
Rose leans forward over the bar so she can look around everybody. Just Caraway, he's into you, you're into him, get with it.
Get with it.
Get with it.
I know.
Great
I've been around the
weekend.
block for a while. I'm playing the long game.
Well, jog around the block and get to it.
She looks over at Takashi and just sort of like tilts her head to the side, like speed things up a bit.
Very well. Let's speed it up. I'm gonna have it one last glass.
No, bring the bottle.
Okay. Just grab it and go.
Wait. And then Ken pours himself another glass, and then, okay, now you can go.
You owe me a bottle later.
Wait, has Oni been drinking? I didn't know.
I don't know, is Oni drinking?
That's a good question.
Yeah, but he's definitely not drinking to get drunk like they are.
He's nursing
not-
a
Yeah, he's not turning drinks down, but he's also not downing shot after shot after shot.
Not the designated driver, but he's going to be the one that gets everyone home tonight.
Yeah.
All right. As Takashi is led up into the room above that was set aside for Caraway, one of the few rooms that has been at least restored to usable condition. Lauren kind of shifts over, and the benches, there's that like scratching of wood against wood as the benches all shift and everyone makes a little bit more room for each other. Rose, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw? Because I know you're competing with Hildis.
Oh yeah,
Like
and
the two
tried
of you are.
getting Thorn in on it too.
Oh, okay. I'll
Not that
roll
he
for
is.
him too.
I was gonna say if he would like, but he doesn't have a choice.
He's not gonna fight it. Awesome. This is great.
Hey.
You've been going for a while. You push Takashi and Caraway together as they head up. Caraway leading Takashi by the hand, and Takashi kind of like stumbling up a little bit. He's dexterous. He's not usually one to stumble or fall or trip.
Doesn't
but
get drunk a lot.
yeah, the
He's
alcohol is
been
definitely hitting.
drinking.
When he's
Well,
drunk, when he's
In
drunk,
Acheron, when you drink, you drink.
Yeah.
when he's drunk, he's like as dexterous as normal people.
Right, exactly. So there's
Yeah.
a little bit of like a stumbling going up the stairs. You pour a few more drinks for you and your competitive partners. You guys continue to drink. Yeah. This is unfortunately the one though. As you finish your glass, kind of like holding it back, you feel that little bit of nausea burbling up at the back of your throat. Swallow it down. You look to your left, and your foe is unconscious on the bar.
I win.
And you look to your right, and your friend is unconscious on the bar.
Double win.
They rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2.
Deal.
I'm victorious.
Ken, you have also been enjoying yourself and have been quite inebriated. You haven't pushed yourself to the point of nearing unconsciousness, but as you guys have kind of indulged, is there anything you guys wanted to do the rest of this evening? I guess that's for the four of you.
I'm probably gonna call it.
Well, you're welcome to, camp on the floor. We've got one room upstairs.
I think it's busy now.
No, one aside from that one. I accounted for
Yeah.
that one. I knew that one was good for
Hey,
her.
they could take both rooms, right? I don't know.
How about mansion?
That's where we moved Bastille to let him rest peacefully.
Yeah. So you see, Ken just starts spinning the mansion key on his finger.
Oh, that mansion.
I don't think we can cast
I
it
don't
again
think
because we
it's
just
time
cast it.
yet.
Yeah. It has like a cooldown period, I'm pretty sure.
Roll me an intelligence check, Ken, because you have keen
Yeah,
mind, but
sleep
you're
on
also
the
in the
floor.
Feywild,
And you're also inebriated.
and you're also inebriated at disadvantage.
Double fuck. No. No. How's this wit? Back to normal.
All right, back to normal.
So intelligence.
Drag your mind a little bit closer to
Oh,
normal
how
baseline.
long were we in there? Hold on.
Not that long.
That hot 19.
Damn.
So let's see, because you popped open the mansion, went in, rested, which is at least 8 hours. It's probably closer to 10. All of this, yeah, you probably have another 4 to 6 hours that you'd estimate before the key can be opened again. You
Oh, that's-
also look
I was gonna
out.
say it's from where I was drinking.
Hmm?
I was gonna say that's 4 more hours of drinking. Then.
Right. One other thing that I kept forgetting. I guess it works though, because you guys have been drinking. Oni, you would have noticed it. It's darker outside than normal.
Huh. I hope that's just because we've siphoned 3 of the
I'm
4 archfaces out of it,
I'm
and not
sure
something
it's
ominous.
fine.
But Oni will definitely point that out to the group, even though
The
half of the group
drunkards.
is pretty drunk. Yeah, I don't know if Aerith is drinking
I
or not,
haven't
but
been
he.
drinking. I've just been enjoying
Okay,
the show.
we got at
He's
least one
needy.
sober person, and yeah, he would definitely make sure everyone at the bar is aware of the fact that does it look a little darker to you guys out there?
Your instinct, Ken, is to go, of course, it's nighttime. But Aerith, you've been here for 5 days now. You know it's not how it works.
I grab my stuff and I just like take a peek outside,
You poke
and I
your
like
head
I
out.
have my hand on my rapier just in preparation.
You grab your weapon just in case you are under attack. Peek your head out. Roll me a perception check.
I'm so great with perception. Okay.
You look around. You don't see anybody threatening, but there are groups of people just sort of talking and looking up. You look up towards the clouds, and Sarnau, sitting closer to this kind of confluence of the lands within the Feywild, this crossroads town, always had that like orangish early to mid dusk light to the sky, filled with light to grayish clouds, and then that kind of aurora borealis type look of the Feywild's arcane ley lines just drifting across the sky. And as you look up now, there are stars. There's a moon. The shining lights trickle across, and you kind of like, from opening the door, can feel this brush of cold in through the doorway. Your breath puffs gently in front of your face. But it is nighttime.
Whoa. I go back inside and I'm just like, it's night outside. Like, there's stars and a moon. Was there only one moon?
There's only one moon, yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I get you guys once with the double moon, and now you always got to make sure.
Right.
It's ruinous. No.
You say that, and Fed kind of like stands up, what? And looks out the window. You hear the clack clack of his hooves. What? The people sitting around at the table kind of look over at you and do similar things. They go check the windows. Most people not even like thinking to look. But what was just this kind of general din of conversation from these few tables turns into more of like a hushed conversation, one of uncertainty.
I'm sure it's fine. Definitely not from us fucking everything up.
There is a slightly accented snore from your left, and then a very loud kind of buzzsaw-ish, almost over-exaggerated from your right.
Rose will put one hand out and like muss up Hildis's hair, and then reach out and like just place a gentle hand on Thorn's, like the back of Thorn's head, and then get up.
Neither of them stir. They are both out.
Nah,
Sure, it's
stirs
fine.
on Mechanus, remember?
Womp womp. I'm sure it's fine. Whatever it is we'll keep until the not today or tonight. Because I don't want to deal with that. Rose just like points at Aerith as they kind of like walk past, just because I don't want to deal with that, and it's not my problem.
Okay.
I feel like that's just the theme of this episode is Rose just being like, you know what? Not my problem. All right. You
At
head
the
to
moment,
mansion.
yeah. No, they just walk outside. Some fresh air.
You step outside and it is brisk and cold. You've never felt Sarnau like this. You kind of bundle up. Your breath puffs in front of your face. And Aerith wasn't kidding. It is night.
Shit. I said it wasn't my problem. Don't want to have the problems. God damn it. No, yep, they'll start heading towards the mansion.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Anything for this evening?
Alden just kind of looks at the others like, so are we just gonna leave Hildas and Thorn here? Do we need to move them?
No, let's get them somewhere comfortable to sleep. Well, both rooms are taken.
Only the one, unless you're taking the other one.
I mean,
You don't mind. I was sharing a bunk with Caraway, but I would not like to do that tonight. If you have a room for me at the estate, or if I could take that other room, that would be preferable.
yeah, all yours, buddy. Go for it.
Would you like some help getting them back to the... I can... Kind of walks over to Thorn.
I guess I'll grab the Hildas.
He scoops his arm under Thorn's shoulder, and as he kind of like picks Thorn up, Thorn pulls himself into a ball, and like he instinctively pushes his weight to be princess carried, essentially. Puts his arm around Alurin's neck
Carry
and
me.
nuzzles into it and goes, "Take me to bed." Alurin shakes his head. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I guess I'll not doing that with Hildas. I'm gonna just carry her on my back.
Okay. And lift her up. Roll me a dexterity check.
Oh dear.
She's pretty out. Like, she's pretty unconscious. I just want to...
That's a genius.
Okay, all right. You kind of like, you
He's doing 9.
get her onto your shoulder, and she kind of, I don't know, grumbles a little bit, and you start to walk, and you realize that a part of her clothing had been caught on the bar. As she tugs just ever so gently, you stop, and you're pretty sure you didn't wake her up. You're going to back up and work her free, and then carrying her. And since you're a good foot taller than her, you can carry her pretty effectively on your arms over your shoulders and just resting against your back. Aerith and Oni, you follow with them.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys head out, Fed raises his hand. I'll send Tagashi to you in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. He chuckles to himself, and your crew begins to make their way across. Rose, you reach the manor, or estate first. Thorn, or not Thorn, but Taz is kind of sitting in the small living area that has the bookshelves along the wall. It has a warm cup of tea in her hands, and she just smiles up at you. Don't forget to drink some water, all right?
Yeah. Later.
No. Come here. She takes you by the arm, brings you over to where there's a pitcher. She pours you a glass of water. Drink all of this right now.
Drink and talk. This guy is fucked up. I don't want to deal with it right now.
Well, the fortunate thing about the weather changing is that it tends to do that from time to time, and
Not
no one does
here.
anything about it.
But is it a bad thing?
I don't know. Are we doing bad things?
Probably.
Why do you think that? Do you think this was a mistake? Kind of like sits down next to you while you hold the glass of water in your hand.
I don't know. I don't know if it's not a mistake. What if we fucked everything up?
What if we saved everything? Then all of this worry and all of this punishment is for nothing.
What if I didn't?
Greatest thing about fucking things up is that it presents you with an opportunity to fix them.
I don't know how to unfuck this.
I know what you mean. I find myself in a similar situation. But all we can do is be together. She puts her arm around your shoulder. Lean on each other. And move forward. Decisions have been made. Let's own them.
Rose hunches a little bit further into themselves. But you're not staying with me. You're leaving. Or I'm leaving. Without you.
She brushes your hair away from your face, and then rests a single hand on your back. She traces her hand along the wings that you have tattooed. I am always with you. Right here. Piece of me. Protecting you from the poisons and acids of this world. I have lived for over 1,000 years, Rose. I have loved in the past, and I have seen them go. And it is heartbreaking. But the only thing that makes it better, that makes it worth it, is the time that we spent together. We will need to go our separate ways for a time. But not long. And you will know where I am, and I you. She presses her hand into your back, and I will always be with you, and you will not be alone. These 7 years have taught you much, and the few months without you has been equally transformative for them. They are not the same they were when we left, and neither are you. Go with hope. It will lead you. You're the what?
I was gonna make a joke, but you're still being nice and supportive.
You look like you need it. If you want, we can just joke about all this, and I can say that you're silly for overreacting so much and for being upset when we've worked so hard to get to these ends, but I understand where you're coming from. She looks up in a direction that you know is where the bedrooms are. You've avoided him all day. And I know why. And I understand. I am avoiding my own authority figure. So, I am not judging. Just, this was a victory, and it is one that will have repercussions that we always knew would be there.
There's a lot of stuff.
You hear the door open in the distance. I'm gonna bring this one upstairs and put into one of the... Wait, how many of us? Yes. This one needs to sleep on the couch.
You can just put him wherever.
Oh wait, no, wait, he has Thorn. That's right.
Yep, you can just put him wherever.
Right. I'll just leave him with you. Walks into the sitting room and over
My
to the...
problem.
Yep, your problem now. What do I
No.
call you?
No, you heard him. He said take him to bed.
Lauren looks at you and... This is his bed. He flops him down onto a chair. Actually, hold on. I'm going to roll another d20 for Thorn. Okay. Thorn kind of stumbles back. Where am I? Oh, cool. I'm home. Okay. And he just shifts a little bit in the large, almost lazy boy-like recliner. Good night, everybody. I love you all. And then he falls asleep.
Nice. Ridiculous.
Somebody has to stay and help keep him alive. And you have... He looks at Oni and Aerith. Ken with a former archfey on his back. You have a wonderful group of friends to keep you safe. She looks at all of you. Right? Safe and try to help with all of this. They're very... like to beat themselves up.
Hey, I'm right here.
I know.
Rude.
Out of love, and you know it.
I was gonna say before, out of all the people that you loved in 1,000,000 years, and I'm the best, right?
And so humble.
You know it.
These will be among my most cherished memories when I finally cross into whatever lays beyond. You have been worth sacrificing everything for.
They're the best. You can lie. Yep, just go ahead. I just want to hear it.
You are
Yes,
the best.
Rose. The best.
Absolute best.
Awesome.
You're so wonderful, Rose.
But in all honesty, I know that you have the best intentions, and that's why I trust you to do the right thing.
I have the most fun intentions. And that means that there's the best. Well, I came here to see if that we should do the thing with Bastille. I don't know if I should do that right now. And Thorn's asleep. He might want to see his dad.
Let's wait for the morning. If morning comes.
It's gonna be night forever now. Fuck.
We are the warriors of darkness. I had to.
Let's get Thorn up to bed. Looks at Ken. There's an extra bed in... Let's see. There's an extra bed in the room you're using that I think Takashi was going to use, but I don't see him with you, and good for him. Good for Caraway.
And the heart. Good for the heart.
And the harp. Do you think that they're gonna bring the harp to bed? Is that a thing?
Absolutely. Do you think they're not? There's no shot
mean-
they don't.
Far on the other side of Sarnau. So we fade to black, and you all return, or finally head to your rest here within the estate, drunken, and some of you guarded, some of you keeping a sober mind to help the party through these evening's events, confused and concerned by the sudden shift in environment within the Feywild, something that's been so stagnant since you got here. But laughter and jokes. The estate goes to sleep. Far away, Barry White plays out of a harp in a tavern room, where an agent that traveled the multiverse from a plane of law. Actually, I don't think it's a law. A plane of.
Thought it was law.
Neutrality.
I think it's.
Like lawful neutral.
I think it's lawful neutral. Actually, yeah.
Because Helm is the patron.
Yeah.
And
Lawful
he's
neutral.
all about lawful neutral.
This chaotic realm of changelings and shapeshifters and fae and tricky people and funny people and downright evil people. Two very different people found each other, as these stories always seem to end up. And that's what we're going to call tonight's game.
I was about to
Pick
say
up.
we should probably wrap this up soon.
Yeah, I know, because it's 11:11 on the East Coast. Oh, it was. So we'll pick up here next week, starting in Bastile's estate here within Sarnau, and see how the collection of winter goes, as each one has been just a little bit different.
Fine, it's working.
Yeah.
Hilda said
This
it
was
up here.
gonna have the most impact though, because thinking about it, Bastille was Bastille, like at Thorn's birth, right? So
Yeah, that's what I was worried
it's gonna
about.
it's gonna get a little awkward for him, I imagine, but not in like a bad way. Just that, like, oh man, my son that's not my son. What's happening? I've got all these memories.
Son? Question mark?
I wanted to get there tonight, but y'all fucked around so much. Made for a great story, though. It was a lot of fun. Rose definitely going through it.
Right?
Didn't expect
You
you to be
know,
going through
like
it when you were
usual.
winning.
They're always apparently going through it.
Drama queen.
You know.
Hell yeah. Akashi and Caraway danced around it. Finally got there.
Oh yeah,
I think Rose has pushed Takashi twice into that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Takashi both times. I think the first time was in Acheron? No.
No, because Caraway hasn't been to Acheron. It was after they wrestled, I think.
Oh, okay, it was Caraway the first time. Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think I pushed him to fuck with anybody.
I made a
else, but...
joke about Aerith's mom once.
That's what
Right.
it was. That's what it was.
Also, because you were talking about this, I was looking through the backstory. I don't remember us ever discussing nobody's old wife. I just know she's dead.
Yeah, I know that she died. I was kind of leaving that in a gray area. I assume it was just either when Koro was young or, let me see.
'Cause I was trying to find that. I'm like, why is his wife out of the picture again? And I'm like, I can't find it.
I guess that gives you something to expound upon.
She defected with Severin, broke the bonds thoroughly.
I mean, did she work at the bureau? Because if she worked at the bureau, then she would have
Probably
stolen
floated.
everyone, and that would have solved that problem.
I don't know. I mean, it's your character's backstory. If you want her to have been there, it's as good an explanation as any. If you guys wanted her to be
Well,
like a clerical aide or someone who helped like administer things, and Takashi was the field agent, and that was how you met.
yeah, that works. Well, you got to remember, originally my background was he has
You
amnesia.
didn't know, yeah. That is true. That is true. I did throw that ball back into your court once I wrote the backstory, though. I just
That's
forgot that part.
No, it's fine. I forgot about it too until we were mentioning Caraway. I'm like, what happened to his old wife again?
Right. It
It's fine.
bears questioning. Yeah,
Are we
okay.
gonna next session? Are we gonna start like in the morning?
We could. Do you want to pick up here?
I just had one more thing that Rose was gonna do
Okay.
before sleeping, but I know we have to wrap it up.
It's how big of a thing?
They're just as like everybody else is sleeping and Thorn and Taz go to bed, and at some point during the night they're gonna like get up and try to figure out what the fuck is going on that I'm turning to stone.
Roll me an Arcana check or a Medicine
And-
check.
Well, they're essentially gonna try to like dig it out of their shoulder.
Okay. One or the other, and then Strength.
You said Arcana or Was it-
Medicine.
medicine. Arcana's better. Not by much. Cool. And then strength. Cool. Even better.
Oh
You've-
no, dude.
You've had experience with arcane petrification before. It's usually a lot faster, but this looks and feels like petrified skin. You attempt to kind of dig it out, and your fingernail chips away, and you kind of had to like suck on it, and you rub your hand, like shake it to get the pain to stop. You attempt to shift, and it doesn't change.
Can I take a guess at what it is?
Sure.
Means they're trying to stabilize magic. Right now they only have the earth core, so when they use high magic, it's affecting the spells.
Maybe.
That's what I think it is.
Maybe.
You don't
That's
have
what
to
you-
confirm nor
Just
deny.
say it is. Be
Take
careful.
a guess, but I wasn't going to tell you one way or the other.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Earth?
Is that so? What you say is we gotta let Rose be careful with all the teleports done.
Yes.
Yeah. Except for we're gonna just have to keep using them anyways. Don't really
Yeah, I
have a
was gonna
choice.
say we're just gonna have you do it like 3 or 4 more times across the next day or two, just to test it, you know.
I mean, you joke, but we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm being
We have to
serious
get-
because we gotta we gotta get out of here. We gotta decide where we're going from
Yeah.
there. We'll probably involve another
Go
ton
to
of
mechanics.
material. We gotta go. We still gotta investigate that
The golden
glowing door. Yeah, that's
Right, we
Oni's
gotta
not
go
gonna be like we gotta.
back
And he's like, yes, let's do that.
To the door.
Right.
Well, that gives me plenty to plan for next week.
Right. And then I guess since it didn't work to dig it out, Rose is drunk. They'll probably take a knife to it, and that'll go well.
We just all wake up with Rose on the ground, bleeding and turning to stone.
Bleeding out.
Roll me a dexterity check.
So I don't know
Do
what
I
it
see
is, and
this?
I
I'm
want it
still
out.
awake and not drunk.
Please roll on that one and like.
I'm
Drop
assuming
the
this is all happening in their room. I don't think Rose is doing
Okay.
this in the public.
No.
You get your knife out and you begin to fiddle with it. You feel it cut into your neck. You do take 1 point of piercing damage as the blood cools down and you start to dig, and you can kind of feel it give, but you can feel this separate, this border between your skin and it, and it's more than just surface level. It's going deeper in, and as you kind of readjust it, you feel a hand on yours. We'll figure it out. Don't do this. Az takes the knife from you. I promise, alright?
What is it?
I don't know. But we'll figure it out.
They'll just nod and drop their hands and just put their head into her chest.
Grabs like a piece of cloth to staunch your wound, and that is the end of the night, I presume. Unless you had more you wanted to say to her.
No.
I know you always have
Bother.
more to say to Taz McKellar. Gonna have to figure that mystery out next game. I'm sorry.
No, that was it. They wanted to try to get rid of it.
Gotcha. All right.
And that was it.
That was fun. Should be good for Saturday next week, because I don't think the 4th is going to be a problem for me. If it's going to be a problem for anybody, do you got anything going weekend after New Year's?
I don't think I have anything, at least not to my current knowledge, for next weekend. So
I
Should
should
be
be good
fine.
as well.
Heck yeah. Well,
I'll be good.
Same.
nice.
Heck yeah.
And we will regather on the 4th for the first game of 2025 as we move into yet another arc in Tyranny of Dragons.
The first game of 2025. Killing Thornstead.
Oh no!
No, don't say
No.
that.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully
More
not.
saving is dead.
Yeah. Do it correctly for
kill
everybody else
him
except
to
for him.
save him. Got it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everybody
Too bad
else
that
gets
can't be
saved
a
except for
title.
Thorn's dad.
Right. The one that matters, and just did it fine for everybody else and fuck that one up. Why?
The fatal.
Oh no. Oh no, I
Get all,
locked out.
get all dramatic.
Yeah.
We gotta make dinner. I just realized we
Yeah.
hadn't had dinner yet.
No.
Alright, y'all have